Oh my god, I thought we were getting a black screen today. Hello, everyone. Oh my god, look how messy I've left this place. Leagues has ruined me. Hello. Yo, Zara, good to see you. Harris, Prenti, can't wait for the reveal reaction so I can see what my opinion should be. That's what I'm here for, bro. I'm here to tell you how you should think. Nah. I'm here to give a balanced opinion. And definitely not try and convince everyone to pick Barbarian Gathering. God damn, I need a haircut and a shave. I'm gonna be the hairiest motherfucker ever after Leagues. How are we doing, everyone? I hope you're all doing good today, by the way. I really thought today was Sunday. I'm so gassed that it's Saturday, honestly, because I thought, God damn, I'm not ready for the weekend to be over. Please don't be teleport relic. Right, so let's just jump straight into it today, because I tell you what, I think it will be. I just want to give a heads up as stream is starting. I need to catch up with videos. I love live streaming, but I need to catch up with videos. So at some point today, we're going to do a YouTube segment where I'm going to talk as if it's a video, and we're going to cut that up and make some videos with it. And we also have maybe about 10, 15 minutes after the reveal, we've got like a mini podcast with Flumple. Flumple's going to jump in Discord, and we're going to talk through some stuff. I think he's got some questions. Should be a good chat. But today, what do I think's happening? Well, if I can find the relics, I think the choices today are very obvious. It's going to be a 3, 4, or 6. I don't think they're going to give us a tier 7 yet. So I think we're either getting teleport relic today, which would be worst case scenario, unless it's something super hype and totally new. If Bank Heist is coming back and that's today's reveal, I'm going to be sad. If it's a tier 4, I'm happy. If it's a tier 6, I'm happier. Now, what do I think we might see? I think Bank Heist, I've said it so many times, I think Bank Heist might come back. Because Clue Compass is in the bin, it's part of Conniving Clues. Fairy's Flight is in the bin, it's part of Nature's Accord. So I think if it's a tier 3, it could be Bank Heist. If it is a tier 4, man, I'm going to have to go back and look at Leagues 5. But, like, I'm also expecting Grimoire at some point. I think in this league in particular, having Demon Bane, having Ancients, like, Grimoire is just like it's a safe relic to bet on, right? So if it is Grimoire, I would expect that maybe tier 5 or 6. One of these two. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Toughlin, how we doing, bro? I was just speaking to you. Bank Heist would also be well balanced with Evil Eye. If it's Bank Heist, I'm taking Evil Eye. That's all I know. I'm saying tier 6. Yeah, what are the predictions today? What are we predicting? Hear me out. I don't think we're going to get 2 more tele relics. Maybe 1 more, but the fact that Fairy's Flight is part of Nature's Accord makes me think we're not getting more tele relics. Yeah, I mean, we spoke about this like a while ago. I said, what if? It's a big what if. What if Evil Eye is the only teleport relic at tier 3? What if there's some like cool skill and utility in here that's like not crazy buffs, but like just adds to stuff we already have? Like, what could we see here? Maybe like a prayer solve and a runecraft solve either side of Evil Eye. The problem then is I think people end up maybe picking that over Evil Eye and then locking down Natures for Fairies later as their main teleport relic. That would definitely make the Larcenist Nature's Accord debate more interesting anyway, because then people aren't just focusing on the XP that you'll get from Larcenist and the money you'll make, but rather actually I need more utility. I need more teleports because I've skipped Evil Eye. Could happen. Could happen. My boys, subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much. Good to have you all. Any chance Grimoire becomes a demonic pact? Yeah, for sure, right? Like, it could. And you know what? If they do go down that... I don't think they're going to go down the PoE branch, by the way, like with this massive tree. But if they did, wouldn't it be cool to also have, like, maybe one area where it buffs like ancients, and you get like the first node there is gain access to the ancient spellbook, regardless of your region. And then there's like a demon bane section, gain access to the Arceus spellbook. Then there's maybe a Lunas section that's more like recoil, defense. Get the Lunar spellbook without, you know, needing Fremenic. That could be cool as well. I could see that happening. For sure. Evil Eye, hello Duckwings. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Working from home 8 hours a day, so it's EH gang. Sorry for having a wrong opinion. It's not a wrong opinion. EH is so good. This is like maybe the first league. Yeah, genuinely maybe the first league where I would rate all of the tier 1 relics S+. Like they are all incredible. There is a good argument for all of them. There is no bad tier 1 relic. No bad tier 1 relic. Afternoon, Westy. How you doing, bro? You mean the all spellbooks one? I mean, yeah, Grimoire as an all spellbooks one, for sure, if that comes back. But I think the comment was, what if they split Grimoire into combat masteries, either just as like a thing by itself, like get all prayers, get all spellbooks, or maybe they split them up. I don't know. Are you making a league final guide for beginners? I actually don't know the answer to that question because it could cover so many things. I'm not sure I have the time to cover like all masteries, if there's loads of them, all relics, everything like that. But I will have individual videos that like when you go through them all, I guess as like a collective would be a guide. Because I'll go through all the relics once we have all the reveals. I'll go through all the masteries once we have all of those. And I will have a starting route. So I guess with those three things together, it's kind of like a guide. I don't know how I'd put that all into one video without it being super choppy, but maybe. What are those weird hexagons behind you? Okay, so a while ago, I had like a separate PC for editing and a separate PC for gaming, and that was my gaming one. But I've moved all my monitors over here now, and I just do everything on this one because it's a beast. And my bedroom is like over there, right? So my girlfriend was always like, can you please sort the sound out in that room? Because if I'm trying to sleep and I can hear your keyboard going, it drives me up the wall. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll stick some of this soundproofing shit on there. Terrible. Number one, it barely did anything, probably because they're from Amazon and not very expensive. And then they just started, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the tape? Like, they just started falling down, man. So, it's meant to be soundproofing. Reveal? Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm checking the league's Discord. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Barbarian Gavin feels like it would only be worth if you have redwoods, anglerfish, or amethyst. For AFK, yeah. For AFK, if you're like, are we talking AFK? Like, if you want to AFK with BG, yes, you want something like amethyst, like Motherlode Mine, like redwood. Even, I mean, maybe not yew trees because they'll just get demolished. Even magics will be slightly AFK if your RNG is good. But BG is just good regardless, man. Like, you don't need to be able to AFK with it. And if you do want to AFK, I'd say go Endless Harvest instead. Barbarian is going to be great because we already know there's going to be loads of league tasks that are like mine 25 silver, smelt 50 gold bars, that kind of stuff. So if you're going Barb into Hotfoot, those tasks are going to be a breeze. Same argument with Endless, but it's going to be a bit slower to start because you won't have the crystal tools. You're starting with like bronze tools. This is the way I'm looking at it. Endless Harvest is you're starting with nothing. You probably got iron tools at best. Barbarian Gathering, you're starting at the high tier, much faster gathering. You're going to get through stuff quicker. EH catches up by the mid game, and then I would argue maybe overtakes by the end. Grim? Oh, shit. Wait, I've missed it. There it is, Grimoire. Should we watch the video? I kind of want to watch the video first. I'm pausing. If I refresh, it's probably at the top. Hold on, we got Boaty. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Just so everyone can hear. You're a wizard, Harry. Oh, this is going to be gold, I can already tell. I bet Jesse edited this, and I bet it's amazing. Here we go.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
You're a wizard, Harry. You're...
Oh, the toad.
Introducing the Grimoire. As well as acting as a Book of the Dead, this relic will unlock access to all prayers and all spells, regardless of area, quest, or diary requirement. Get ready for League 6 Demonic Packs, released on the 15th of April.
Dude, that like skit was so good though. Can we just appreciate that for a sec?
Harry.
I'm a what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
You're
Jesse's
a
even
wizard,
drawn the
Harry.
goddamn thunderbolt on her head.
You're a wizard, Harry. You're...
The cake shot.
Introducing
The Boaty cake jiggle is crazy.
As well as acting as a Book of the Dead, this
Right, hold on. I want to go through this. Book of the Dead.
relic will unlock access to
All prayers. So goes past Zaya stuff for augury and for rigor.
all prayers and all
Piety and chivalry from Kandarin.
spells, regardless of area, quest, or diary requirement. Get ready.
What was that bit there though? Like, is that just an editing thing, or is there something there that like I'm missing? Hold on, listen to this. I don't know if you can hear this. I'll turn it up a tiny bit more.
Quest, or
What was that?
regardless of area, quest, or diary.
Like, is this like some subliminal messaging that we're meant to get? I don't know. Anyway. Grimoire. Freely swap between spellbooks, Book of the Dead. Additionally, you will unlock access to all prayers and spells regardless of area quest or diary requirements. Okay. Bad audio cut? Could just be a bad audio cut. The jiggle is wild. The jiggle was crazy. Yeah, so I mean, first of all, it's against Slayer Relic. I could have guessed that. I thought this would be a great place for Grimoire. I may have even said that. I'm not sure. Damn. Such a shame though, man, because I like the look of this Slayer Relic. Okay. Here's what I do. Here's what I do right now. Most UK skit ever. Very UK skit. Just as insanely strong as last time. It is very good. It is very good. I kind of want to give my full thoughts on it, but let me just read through what you guys are saying. Type shit drip what? School of Drip. Who is Jessie? Jessie is Boaty's girlfriend and editor, and she's a very good editor. Boaty has junk in his trunk? I know. When a combat mastery is revealed? Next week. Next week, after the weekend. Culling over Grimoire? I have to say I'm probably in that boat. At least for my first playthrough. I'll go through why in a mo. Yo, thanks for the follow-ups, Turtle. How easy is it to get Astrals without Fremi? I don't think it is easy. I don't even know if it's possible. Is it outside of ZMI? Like, if you pick Kandarin, I think you can still make Astrals at ZMI. And hold up, because that is a good question. Let's go Guardians of the Rift. Have a look there. It's been that long since I played Guardians of the Rift. I can't remember if you can even make Astrals here. You can't. So yeah, I think Astral Runes. You're looking at Fremi and Kandarin, I believe. And there's some drop sources here. Let's have a look. Mori. Wildy Asgarnia. Zaya. Oh, dude, I mean, like, we can get them across a lot of regions, just not in huge amounts. I mean, Hydra's got some crazy drops for it. 300 Astral Runes is quite a lot. Yeah. Check April 7th on blog. I swear to God. This better not be a stick bug. Which one was stick bug last time? Oh, hold on. Hold on. What is this? Let me pause. Let me pause. Stani, I beg, don't do this to me, bro. What is it? I'm hovering the URL first. The URL says external news post. All right, let's have a look. It's a goddamn picture. Okay. Next. It's a relic picture. Next. It's a relic picture. And the last one with a question mark, please be something good. Please. Am I missing something here? Player designed relics? Could be. Could be. Think it's the player designed relics? All in one go? Or does that just mean that on April the 7th, we're getting 4 relics in one? 4 relics, 1 reveal on April the 7th sounds pretty dope. This one is a different shape. Anyone else see that? This one's a different shape. Have any of the other relics been this shape? Could this be a combat mastery instead? Could be. Turtle. Anything else? Any scrapers? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you can combine for a mega relic. All of these 3 for a mega relic. Could be big. Could be big. All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Good afternoon. Good evening. Last one is a diamond. I know, it's weird, right? Same URL for all of them. Right. Zedamai is not great for Astrals. You're right. It's not great. I want to give my thoughts on Grimoire quick, because there are definitely region combinations you'll want this, and some that you can do without. Any of the original Table of Relics diamond shape? Not that I can see, man. They're all that kind of like pentagon shape. Grimoire seems like a grim pick, for sure. Right, let's talk about Grimoire. And I'm going to have to do this in my like YouTube voice, because I'm going to cut this up for a YouTube video. So like, you know, forgive me for this. Right. So we got the Grimoire relic. Upon choosing this relic, you will receive the Arcane Grimoire. The Grimoire can be used to freely swap between spellbooks. So, you know, the spellbooks that we won't have access to off the get-go. Ancients, Lunars, and Arceus. The Grimoire acts as a Book of the Dead. So very good if you don't have Zaya and you want to be able to use Thralls. I guess the big question mark there is, how good is that outside of having... Actually, never mind. Scratch that. I think that's pretty dope, because being able to have Thralls in any region, regardless of if you pick Zaya or not, is actually really strong. Like, Thralls are busted, man. Thralls are so good, so... That's a very nice point of the relic. Additionally, when you select this, you will unlock access to all prayers and spells. So, you know, all spellbooks already been through that, but not needing Zaya for Augury and Rigor is pretty big. Not needing Kandarin, which I have to say, a lot of people won't pick Kandarin for a melee build. It will be for a magic build. So being able to skip Kandarin and still getting Chivalry and Piety, Very, very good value. And I think that's pretty much it. Yes, you can unlock all access to prayers and spells regardless of area quest or diary requirements. Realistically, it kind of is nice, but I don't think that this is all that good. And I'll give my reasons why. So I was saying this to some of the guys in Discord earlier, but because we start in Varlamore, I mean, you're not going to get any like bespoke prayers or spell books in Varlamore, but because it's such a strong region and we're not starting in Misthalin this year, I feel like you can more easily plan strong regions around this. And if you need to throw a region in there just for the sake of access to a spell book, you don't feel as bad about it. You know, because we've got 3 regions plus Varlamore plus Karamja, I feel like if you really want to go down a melee build, you can skip out on Chivalry and Piety if you really want to. Or, on the other hand, if you want to throw Kandarin in there, I feel like it's just not as big of a detriment as previous leagues if you throw in a region that you weren't originally thinking of picking. They added specific skill guides to the Demonic Pack's wiki page. Ooh, okay, that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. So the big issue I have with Grimoire, though, is that it is going up against Culling Spree. Now, I think when I spoke about Culling Spree, I originally said I thought this was like a slightly nerfed Slayer Relic, because in Leagues 5, the Slayer Relic gave us, you know, ability to be on task everywhere around the game without needing a Slayer task. This worked at bosses, this worked at raids. If you paired this with Mauritania and you had a Slayer helm, it was busted. So the Slayer Relic, although maybe slightly nerfed in some regards this year, I really, really like, and I get bullied for this, I swear to God, I really, really like the superior spawn chance, the 50% chance on kill that another one will spawn. I think that's just a really fun element of the Relic. And I think sometimes we lose track of efficiency over fun. And that is just such a good part of this Relic. So it's a bit of a toss-up for me in my mind as to which one I will pick. Now, I do have to say, in my first run-through, I'm pretty locked in on choosing Zaya. So I'm not sure I'm necessarily going to need Grimoire for things like Demon Bane spells, which will be really good at the Doom in Varlamore, at Yama in Zaya. And my other regions will be Fremi and Mauritania. So I guess the only thing I'm really missing out on across those, at least my first playthrough, is access to the Ancient Spellbook, Piety and Chivalry. And I think even though I'm planning on a melee build for that route, I don't think I'm going to miss it all that much. Maybe I'm crazy for saying that. I don't think I'm going to miss it all that much. So yeah, it's a real toss-up. Are you going to go Culling Spree? Are you going to go Grimoire? I'd be interested to hear people's thoughts in chat today. Like, what's your toss-up here? Because Grimoire, I think, let me make a case for Grimoire quickly. If you are thinking of picking regions like Tirinwin, like Mauritania, and maybe even the desert, I mean, you'll only get access to ancient spells there. You'll be missing Demon Bane. You'll be missing all of the additional prayers that you get from Kandarin and Zaya. So maybe you want Rigor. Maybe you want Augury if you're going magical ranged. I think there's a case for Grimoire. Region dependent. Massively region dependent. And I think that's just going to be most people's consideration, isn't it? It's going to be based on my choices. I have access to barely any spellbooks or barely any prayers, so I'm going to take Grimoire. It does solve a lot of problems. I think it's a nice to have. Everyone is going to have access to Doom in Varlamore. And let me tell you, doing Doom without a Demon Bane spell is kind of a pain. Like, can you get by without it? Yeah, but having to wait for the tick delay between normal magic attacks on the magic grubs that Doom spawns can be the difference between dying on wave 8 or not. So I think having that Demon Bane at the very least is very nice, because we'll probably get the other Demon Banes given to us. And I think it's just going to be nice to have that spellbook. So if you're not going Zaya, Grimoire might have some extra value there. All in all, Grimoire is a good relic, though. Like, I don't think we can all bash Grimoire. Tier 6 is a fair time to unlock this. The fact it's up against Slayer Relic is really interesting, though, because that tier is shaping up to be really competitive. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to catch up with chat for a sec. And then I'm going to dial Flumpy in. Or Flumple, sorry. I'm going to dial you in, Flumple. And we can chat through your thoughts and any other questions that we wanted to go through today. Okay. Neither really speak to me right now. What else would we expect? Should we check out Raging Echoes? What else would we expect at tier 6? I mean, come on. They're not going to put Total Recall or Banker's Note in against those two, surely. Okay, could I see them putting Pocket Kingdom in there? Absolutely. I could absolutely see them putting Pocket Kingdom in here against these two. I could see that happening. What else we got? Won't be those. Surely not Banker's Note, Total Recall. Definitely no Prodmaster, because it's already part of both Hotfoot and part of Woodsman. Production Master's in the bin, sadly. It's not coming back. Equilibrium. Okay, could I see Equilibrium at tier 6? I think it's too late, personally. Golden God, though? Hold up. Hold up. Golden God or Pocket Kingdom could go into tier 6. Because I think we can all agree Golden God coming later than tier 4 is a kick in the teeth, but it was so overpowered that I actually don't think it even fits that badly in tier 6. Could. I think it's detrimental issue with Mage during leagues that you either need regions or Relic to even unlock its default usage. You literally have to not take buffs to make the style even remotely work. What, with Magic? Oh, you mean like with spellbooks and stuff? You mean like needing to pick Desert for Ancients? I mean, that's the benefit of elemental weaknesses though, right? If Devil's Element from Kandarin this year is crazy buffed, they've spread out those elemental weaknesses. Everyone starts on standard spellbook. I think that's quite nice. But you're right. I do think it is kind of annoying that if you want to be able to use Demon Bane magic and you're a magic, like, pure build, let's just say, needing things like Ancients or the Arceus spellbook kind of means you have to sacrifice a region or relic, right? Either you pick the region or you pick the Grimoire. It kind of makes a choice for you, and that is annoying. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. I'm taking Pocket Kingdom if it's tier 6. Pocket Kingdom would fit in so well here, I think. It was a tier 7 last year, but I think it would fit in, like, really well there. Did you see the reveal for April 7th? I clicked on them. Nothing came up, man. You have to tell me if I'm missing something. I think Golden God is tier 5. Yeah. Yeah. If they're going to push it later than 4, like they, you know, it was 4 last year. If they're going to push it later than 4, 5 would make sense. 6 would be a tiny bit late. Wasn't Pocket Kingdom bad? I didn't like it that much. I did take it on one playthrough. I didn't love it. I don't think it fits in this league in general. What, Pocket Kingdom? I feel like Pocket Kingdom would be a tier 4, or is it too powerful? No, I don't think it's too powerful, man. I really don't think it's too powerful. I mean, you can make an argument that Pocket Kingdom solves... Who needs a Fletching solve, though, really? Fletching is so easy with Varlamore. But you get loads of logs. You get loads of fish. You get some ores, although I think it's mostly coal, which is usually a pain in the ass unless you have Fremi Blast Furnace to process it. You get bird's nests. So I guess to some degree, having brews in supply would be nice. And what's the other thing you get? Seeds. A lot of seeds. So I guess it kind of slightly helps with farming. Like, Would it fit in at tier 4 even? Maybe, yeah. I don't think it would be too busted because at tier 4, you're probably not going to be flush with GP unless you're an abundance picker. Or you've just been no life in agility with Hotfoot. You're not going to have the GP to fund Pocket Kingdom properly that early. Buffed Pocket Kingdom, if so. It was... Thing is, I don't think it was disappointing or weak if you were good at managing it. If you checked it, when, you know, whenever it filled up and you kept the GP topped up, that's fine. But like, I'm already massively against like daily scape routine. Like, I'm just not a fan of things like being chained to doing herb runs on login, claiming daily supplies, having to check a Pocket Kingdom or miscellanea. I'm just not a fan of that kind of stuff. So it's not for me. The Slayer relic this year is worse for training Slayer, but stronger when actually using the power of the free Slayer Helm effect. I don't know if it is stronger when using the Slayer Helm effect. I mean, I guess it is because it comes with the Slayer Helm. You don't have to pair this with Mori. But I mean, from what I read on this, it's not going to work like last year's Slayer Relic where you could take a Slayer Helmet into raids, for example. So I would say the Slayer Helmet element is both weaker and stronger because one, you don't need Mori, so it's better for that reason, but it also won't work everywhere. Also, the Slayer task thing is like super region dependent because being able to choose from 3 different options and one of them always possibly being a boss task is nice. It is nice. You can cycle through boss tasks, set it to 5, do 5 kills of a boss you don't like, wait until you get a good one, set it to 200. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fun. With Minion on the board for tier 8 Grimoire, just for throws is a tough call when Minion is so much stronger. Yeah, but if you're thinking of going Flask and you don't have Zaya, because I'm thinking of going Flask. I do have Zaya though, so I'm not going to have that issue. But let's say on my second playthrough, when I'm thinking of going Wildy, Asgarnia Desert, right? No thralls. I'll probably still pick Flask because I think it's just the most fun looking tier 8 for me. Grimoire becomes a bit more interesting in that case. Because on a range build without Zaya, maybe on that playthrough, I want Rigger. So there is a case for it there. And let's not forget, right? The total amount of prayers you unlock is small. Like, you get 4 new prayers, essentially. Rigor, Augury, Chivalry, Piety. But the buffs they give are crazy. Rigor alone, for a range build, which is already super reliant on having good ammunition, is a huge buff. There's a reason, like, if you've ever played the game and someone said to you, like, go get Rigor before you do that, there's a good reason for that. Rigor is OP. We send 200 bosses. We're not cowards. I was just thinking in my head, like, what if your regions suck and it says, how many giant moles do you want to kill? And you haven't done the Fally Diary yet? Can you imagine having to do 200 moles without the diary? So, like, I would cycle through at 5 until I got a good boss at least. Obviously, it probably wouldn't give you mole, but, like, there's so many other bosses that would just suck. All right, hold on. What are we saying on Twitch here? Here is a wild thought. Pick BG at the start for more fun early game, then reload into EH and get the strongest gathering relic ever with both BG and EH. I mean, yeah. Yeah. You know, there's definitely a world you could do that. We still don't know what the other tier 7 is. What if the other tier 7 is another skilling relic? We've theorized over the past few streams, like, oh, could it be preloaded, like pick another tier 8? Could it be a mix of Banker's Note, Total Recall? Could it be one of those? Could it just be another skilling relic? A universal one. Yo, cheers for the follow, Garrido. It's definitely overkill. It is a bit overkill, but like I can definitely see some people maybe thinking of doing it. Grimoire is always safe to take. Also makes dropping Desert an easy choice. Yeah, I mean, so yesterday, guys, I had to end stream a bit earlier than planned because the reveal was like hella delayed. But yesterday's reveal was Echo Cowfight Queen. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. We jumped into double stream after, so maybe you saw it on his. But this is what we got yesterday, which is Drygore Blowpipe, Echo Cowfight Queen again, but this time Drygore Blowpipe with a burn. Ignite your foes in stacks, like a stacking burn effect, which is kind of huge. I think that's a really nice differential. Like, I can't get my words out today. It's really nice because it doesn't compete with the Toxic Blowpipe as much. So if you are one of those people that pick Tyrion Wind and Desert, how cool would it be if you could apply both? Venom and Burn. Could go crazy. But yeah, I get it. If you do end up wanting to go down a magic route, you don't even need to pick Desert for Shadow this year because you'll get your mega rare voucher from any raid. So you could pick Z, or even, hear me out, Mauritania comes with no spellbook. You take Mauritania on a magic playthrough, you get the Lithic Scepter as your kind of mid-game magic staff, you get Grimoire, and you've got all spellbooks, a raid to get your Shadow, and the only thing that feels bad about that whole thing is that you're stuck with Arims. So maybe it's not worth. So maybe it's not worth suddenly. But who knows? Who knows? I think if you're going magic, everyone probably feels the same. You feel like I kind of have to pick Z and K because Ancestral plus maybe the new Echo Thermi items are crazy. All right. Let me just catch up quick. Where are we? I'm planning range with WDZ, but Z is a toss-up for me. I mean, you can drop Z. You can definitely drop Z if you take Grimoire, because if you've got the Desert anyway, you can get your T-Bow. You can get Rigor from your Grimoire. You can. Oh, Virtus, of course. Virtus isn't even that bad, actually. Virtus is like... Yeah, I mean, unless you're using a Shadow, it's marginal, right? All prayers is huge if not taken Zaya. Exactly, yeah. Okay. Ladies and gents, I am going to be inviting Flumple on, who also does a lot of Leagues content. And we may talk through Grimoire in a bit more detail, or we may just jump straight into some other interesting Leagues questions. So I'm just going to see if he's available right now. And you'll have to let me know if you can hear him when I do dial him in. Thank you for the follow, everyone. Let's go, Flumple. I hope he's going to open with a dad joke, by the way. Vard is in Vala. Vard is in Vala. That's what we were saying. We were saying Virtus is with V, with Valamor, which is kind of crazy. That kind of really opens up magic builds, doesn't it? Like being able to get full Virtus in Valamor with a really good melee setup for Vard Orvis as well. Like full Blood Moon is going to go so hard on him. It's going to be crazy. Refresh page and see what's on April 7th. I have refreshed at least once or twice. Like, come on. I don't think there's anything there, is there? I've tried to look at this before. There's nothing. It's just links. Unless... He's ready. All right, I'm gonna dial in Flumple, and you'll have to let us know if you can hear. Mr. Flumple. I don't think people can hear you, so just give me 1 second. No. Hold on. Okay. I think you're good. No, you're not.
Testing
good.
1 2 4.
Oh wait, shit. No, it is popping up. Guys, can you hear Flumple?
Help. Anybody? Anybody?
Help.
Testing. I honestly think the worst thing ever invented ever in existence is having to deal with like Streamlabs and audio issues and just all of that. Whatever, like just put it all together, it's just the worst. It's so frustrating.
You're telling me, man. I just try and fix it all on the fly. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm going to be honest.
I'm going to just slap the record button.
Of course, man.
Maybe
Yeah, go
there's
ahead.
something out of our conversation that maybe we might like here and throw it up on the YouTube. But I'm expecting that by the end of it, I'll realize like I forgot to record or there's no audio or something like that. So whatever.
Worst case scenario, I'll send you the VOD, man. It's all good.
Like at the end of the day, it's night. So
that's true. Is that the dad joke?
Dude. It could be. I'll give you another one later. That's not a real one. But
okay. That's not a bad start. That came out naturally,
okay.
by the way. That was impressive.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, my mom. It was, anyways. so what's going on? It's Scritic from the internet. How are you?
Hello, everybody. I am Scritic from the internet. How are we doing?
Yeah, they can answer in the comments, but it's like a delayed thing. But anyways, so today's reveal was Grimoire, the good old book. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's so simple. It's just you can swap between spell books. It acts as a Book of the Dead, and it gives you access to all prayers and spells, regardless of the area, quest, or diary requirement. So pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. It's none of this, confusing stuff like abundance or some of the other ones, but. What are you thinking on that? It's tier 7. Nope, it's tier 6.
Yeah.
Roman numerals are hard. Hit me with it.
I mean, listen, I will always say that Grimoire is a safe relic because there are going to be certain region combinations people are considering where Grimoire is a great pick, and there's going to be certain region combinations where people are considering where it's a waste. So like... Mm-hmm. What I was trying to get across the stream earlier, and I think we all kind of agree, is that because we're starting in Varlamore, I think we have a lot of freedom with our region choices this year, and you won't feel bad if you do have to either take Grimoire or a region to unlock like a specific prayer or spellbook. So like, I just feel it's super dependent, and it's really, really hard to say at this point when we still don't know what the combat masteries are. It's super dependent on your regions and your combat style, because magic users who want augury or who want lunars, ancients, Arceus, you might want Grimoire if your regions don't align. And similar to melee users, I feel like they're probably less bothered about this, but like, do you really want to take Kandarin for piety and chivalry? I know I don't. So
I'm not taking Kandarin unless I'm literally forced to, so...
You will be forced to. Kandarin stonks are up this year, let me tell you.
I like how they started with the like Kandarin Echo boss, showing like what you can get from it, and still everyone was like, well, never mind, moving on. Like, they could have saved it for last, and people could have hypothesized that Echo boss drop would be like the best thing of all time. But they didn't. They just immediately were like, yeah, it's going to be Thermi. It's going to drop same things last time, pretty much. I thought that was pretty funny.
But this is the problem with only getting teasers, is that we don't have all the information. I mean, we can hypothesize that Devil's Element is back and it's the same, although it might not be. Yeah. And whatever the fork is, or like the four-headed trident kind of thing.
Yeah.
I got absolutely ragged in the comments for calling it a trident thingy, by the way. It was horrible.
No, I think it's a fork.
But let's call it the fork. The fork is catching on, right?
Yeah,
like the fork could be huge.
You eat faster. Yeah.
The fork could. Oh, it helps you eat faster.
Yeah, like when you're wearing it, your eat delay is like 1 tick.
Imagine,
because it's just
actually
a giant fork.
That actually, you know what? I know you're just fucking around, but that actually could be good.
That's one of my favorite things from Ruinous Powers, and that's where I want to kind of steer the conversation here. The
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time we had the Grimoire relic, it gave you access to the Ruinous Powers as well, unless I'm crazy. I've got it pulled up here.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It did. Okay, just making sure because I've been confusing like Gridmaster with leagues, and I've played every league in Gridmaster and everything, so they all blend together. But yeah, so Ruinous Powers was the one where it gave you like turbocharged prayers, which made it single-handedly that alone was worth taking for most people, and then getting the access to the other spell books was kind of an afterthought unless you were a mage build. So I think this looks nerfed from previous to like leagues because there's no Ruinous Powers on it. So my question to you is Ruinous Powers gone, or is it going to be a combat mastery, or perhaps even one of our Echo bosses drops a book that you can read and it gives you Ruinous Powers? What are your thoughts there?
I mean, first of all, I've just checked Raging Echoes and we're both wrong because it wasn't, Ruinous Powers wasn't in Leagues 5. It was in Gridmaster, wasn't it? And I think it was in Leagues 4 because I seem to remember it was around Leagues 4 they developed Ruinous Powers and everyone was like, hell no. So yeah, we didn't get it last year, but...
Oh, it's so confusing.
It is. But to answer the question...
Ruinous Powers Leagues 4.
Yeah, but to answer the question, I really don't think Ruinous Powers will come back because I think they've played it to death. Like,
yep.
Gridmaster wasn't that long ago. Leagues 4 was, but even then, I think the general consensus is that, yes, the overheads are pretty much the same thing, and the offensive prayers are better. But I don't know, man. I just don't think it's all that good unless you're like Giga Brain PVMer and can like switch between different styles and get the benefit out of all of those, like, you know, like Glacie's Vow and all that other stuff to reduce defense, and maybe you want to increase your recoil based on Venom or whatever it is. Like, I feel like they're just too loose a connection between how and where you would use the prayers that it doesn't feel like a cohesive piece of content. And I just don't think it's coming back. I mean, if it did and it came into combat masteries, though, I think that would be good.
It would just kill Grimoire, though, so I don't think it would.
Yeah,
like I don't think it would unless they put it in Kandarin, like genuinely, because Kandarin is the one that you need for piety.
Yeah,
like you need to unlock Kandarin for piety. You need to unlock the desert for ancients. You need to unlock Fremi for lunar. So it's like if you put just the prayers in Kandarin, then that would make sense thematically, because not only are you getting piety, but then you also get Ruinous Powers later. So that becomes like a pretty powerful region. Because going from like 15% strength buff all the way up to at 23, and then Ruinous Powers was like 30. Like that's a huge difference when your weapons are hitting, 200. It goes to 300, like something like that. So,
but the big difference, I think, that we have so far from our relic reveal kind of schedule is that we still don't have anywhere in here a prayer solve. Last year we had Golden God. We don't know if that's coming back yet. And for anyone who's not used Ruinous Powers, the prayer requirements for some of those prayers were like crazy high. I'm pretty sure like unless you had 82 prayer, it's not even worth starting to use the Ruinous Powers. And I can't remember where it caps out. Is it like 90 prayer for Ruinous Powers to use them all, or is it 92?
I think there was like a 95. I have it here. I'll look at it. But,
so like without a prayer solve,
there was some high stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is like without a prayer solve still in League 6, Ruinous Powers would feel so bad. Having to go that high a prayer to get any use out of it would kind of suck.
Yeah. Yeah, 92 was the Intensify spell, which gives you 50% accuracy in all styles, which is insanely broken.
It is.
So I think it's done. What I kind of like, and I hypothesized, we were talking about Raids 4 drops right before this league's teasers started coming out. Like that was their blog post. People were talking about it. Reddit was going crazy with ideas. So I was looking at like what would fit the mold of a mega rare or like of a huge drop from a Raids 4. I made a huge video on that, link in the description, huge set out there. But the one that I was thinking of is like, what if you get this like a prayer book from it? It's not Ruinous Powers, but you get a prayer book as the mega rare that when it is active you can't trade it, but then you can deactivate it and trade it. So it's like a tradable you can flex it, like you can wield a T-bow, and people are like, wow, he has a T-bow. You can flex it because your overhead prayers would look different, and things like that. I was like, and it's so powerful. Like new prayers in RuneScape are so powerful that it should be a mega rare from a raid. And then the whole thematic thing of like it's literally a library, and you just pull a book off the shelf and read some new prayers. I don't know.
I think thematically that makes sense, but like,
yeah,
maybe not
balancing
ruinous powers. Maybe like, do you guys remember? And this is for chat as well, but do you guys remember the god alignment prayers that they kind of tried to pitch? I mean, I think thematically that fits best with Gothics, right? Being like the balance between everything, giving you all the different prayers. But they went down like a lead balloon. Like, I don't think anyone liked them.
They just weren't balanced. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
So what I, in my video, kind of discussed was prayers, like in general, like the idea of prayers works, but then now it's like, okay, what do we do for them? My thought was, we have in Shattered Relics League. Did you play Shattered Relics League, or was that too long? Yeah. So in that league, you were able to combine some relics that made it so if you're wearing 4 Zami items, your magic accuracy is 300%. If you're wearing 4 Bandos items, your strength with melee is whatever percent increase. Like it was a cool idea, and they sort of like brought it back a little bit where you have to feed the imp of minion. You've got to feed him 5 Zami items to make him more powerful. My thought was like, if you had like a god prayer book where you've got like a Zami prayer, you got a Bandos prayer, you got a Armadyl prayer, whatever, you could fit it in where it's like, if you're wearing 1 Bandos aligned item and you have this prayer on, then it's the equivalent to like ultimate strength. If you put on a second, then it's the equivalent of piety. If you put on a third, then it's this. So that means, you know, you've got Bandos components in Torva, you've got Armadyl components in Missouri, but then you get to the, you know, complicated ones where it's like, well, now we've got like a new use for old god items. You're going to see Iron Men running around with like literally a Zamorak full helm from a clue scroll so that they can get their extra little bonus towards something. Anyways, I kind of fleshed out that idea and threw it out there, and it was like, maybe this is a good Raids 4 unique. My whole point of this, and we're talking about leagues in this, I want them to like test some of these Raids 4 uniques through leagues. It's like, it's perfect. Just give us like the idea of it, and then we can take it and we can nerf it and make it fit in the main game. So Grimoire not having ruinous powers could be a red herring where all of us are getting new, you know, prayers or new rewards that are related to Raids 4 anyways through like combat masteries. So
yeah, it could happen. It could happen. Combat masteries, I mean, what do we know so far? We know that Jagex have said they won't be as linear as last year. Maybe we won't just get that standard kind of 3 trees of range mage magic, and you get a little bit of everything. But yeah, maybe they've sprinkled in some new prayers, some new spells, some you know, new effects in general. It could happen.
Could happen. At this point, I'm not expecting it. I thought there would be like, with Grimoire, there would be a new prayer book that was not ruinous powers. I thought it would be something like completely different, just to shake it up. Maybe it would be the god alignments and whatever. But we all know Raids 4 Mega Rare is just going to be big hammer, go bonk, and that's it. Like, we don't need to worry about it, so we can move on past that.
I think it's going to be a crush thing, isn't it? I think that's everyone's consensus. I think Inquisitor's Stonks went crazy day of reveal, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so question for you. We've got
hit me.
Tier 6, Culling Spree and Grimoire. Are you taking Reloaded to grab both of these, or not?
That is a really good question, because I've been saying in stream, I've been saying in videos, we don't know what the other tier 7 is yet. So I still don't know if I'm definitely taking Reloaded. But currently, if I am, I also said, let's wait until we see what the other tier 6 is, or the last tier 5, because then you'll have a better idea. And I have to say right now, I don't think I would go back for Grimoire. I think I'm still of the opinion, based on the route I want to take currently, at least in my first playthrough, that I will probably reload back into Nature's Accord after picking Larcenist at tier 5. And for me, that just solves more than having access to more prayers and spellbooks. For me, that's a better play. But I know for other people, that is a totally legit play. You could take Culling Spree, because you're probably going to do Slayer before you need all spellbooks and prayers anyway, because you might not have the prayer level to even use Augury, to use Chivalry, to use Piety, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's a good use. How about you? What are you thinking?
I'm trying to like, I really like taking like the Zaya region for Chambers of Zarek. I just like Chambers of Zarek. I like doing it in a 30-man mass and just like seeing 8 twisted bows come in. I got a double twisted bow last league where I did a trio and 2 of us got T-bows. It was
that's
like
crazy.
It's just fun. I don't know. It's crazy dopamine.
The only thing about mass raids that drove me crazy last year is we did a massive community one, and there was, you know, like obviously when Ulm sets you on fire, your stats just start draining. Everyone was on fire. Everybody had their stats set to 1. It was the longest Ulm fight I think I've ever done. I think there was about 50 people in there. It was horrible.
Yeah, my day one, like I was playing in 2015 when Chambers came out, and I did like a 50-man mass, and by the end of it there was 10 of us left because everyone else had literally left the raid. And it was over 4 hours, and we finished with like 0 points, completely 0, and got absolutely nothing. We had no idea what we were doing. We're like, everyone in the raid was lining up to use kindling at Ice Demon, because at the time if 2 people used the kindling on the brazier at the same time, it would delete the second person's kindling. It was just like insane. So I don't know. I just like Chambers of Zarek. There's so many like little things with it, and it's pretty fun in a league to run through there. Plus all the rewards, like it gives you magic rewards, gives you melee rewards, gives you the best range item obviously, and I don't know. So my thought was, if I'm taking Zaya, I won't get piety from that, but I will get rigor and augury. So range and mage are sorted. So that's already devalues Grimoire a little bit. And then I like taking Asgarnia in general. Just I like having all the bosses and all the content in there, like with God Wars and Nex and all that stuff. So if I'm doing that, you can also go do the Royal Titans, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Because this is new to this one. Let me pull up Asgarnia.
You can pull up.
Here.
Yeah. I was gonna say Asgarnia does get Royal Titans, and you'll get the other prayers that are just slightly better than like Eagle Eye and Mystic Might.
Yeah, so if you're taking one of those 2 regions, then you don't really need Grimoire if you're a major range build. You don't really need it. You could take it. And then like the 3rd region, like it's not, if I'm not taking Kandarin, like am I fine with just having ultimate strength and losing out on like 7% melee damage? Like, yeah, I don't think that really bothers me at all. I think it would be better to take whatever the other relics are. Culling Spree to me looks like it'll speed up your points the most out of all of them. And not only is Slayer kind of a slow skill, it'll speed that up a lot, but also you're getting a ton of elite clues, which there's going to be tasks for elite clues and master clues, and this just completely sorts that for you. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would take Grimoire yet. I definitely want to see what the next one is, but I don't see a need where I would take both Grimoire and Culling Spree. I feel like Reloaded would be kind of wasted on taking both of them. But yeah.
The other thing about Grimoire that I guess I didn't really speak about when I first reviewed this is that when we started in Mistlin, right, I feel like you got extra value out of it through some of the like actual skilling spells you got through, let's say, the Lunar Spellbook, right? Yes, we had a Sawmill in Mistlin, but it was quite useful for things like Spin Flax. It was... I guess you could use it for plank make if you really wanted to. And I just feel like this year, with all of the stuff we've got in Varlamore, I feel like the value's also fallen off for the skilling elements of Grimoire. Like, let's just leave combat alone for a second. I feel like it's just generally a lower value relic this year because of our starting region.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm always focused on combat. That's kind of how I play the end of the league and where I kind of gather my points.
But I know some people pick this and
that's
think,
a fair point,
oh yeah,
for sure.
you know,
Yeah,
it's nice to have Humidify, it's nice to have Spin Flax, it's nice to have Plant Make. There are some nice skilling benefits from having all the spell books, but yeah, I guess combat is the main thing people will be focused on.
Interesting. What do you think the other relic is in tier 6?
Ooh.
What would be a relic that if they put it there, you're taking it for sure?
Oh, that's a good question. What would be a relic in there? So, I mean, I think before you hopped on the call, we were saying in chat that I could totally see a World Pocket Kingdom fits into that tier. Now, I'm not a big Pocket Kingdom fan. I have tried every single relic from League 5.
Quite a bit.
They would have to buff it, and I really feel like the way they would have to buff it would almost need to be changing some of the resources it gives you, which I just don't think they would do in the first place. I feel like most of the stuff you get from Pocket Kingdom, a lot of people are going to have solved already through tiers 1 to 5. So I'm not sure on that one. But in answer to your question, if there was something at tier 6, like Banker's Note or Total Recall, that would be kind of a no-brainer. And I think that would probably win out even over the Slayer Relic. I'd prefer Total Recall in there personally, but either one of those I would rather pick. And I think finally, if there was a really strong runecrafting and prayer kind of relic solve combined in that tier, I do think it would be very late to bring something like that in at tier 6. But even if that was in there, I would still rather pick that over Grimoire. I don't think they need crazy solves, but I guess that's...
I think everybody would be happy if they could skip runecrafting. So I think because of that, they're going to put a way of doing it. I think Banker's Note, pure essence, standing there and like, you know, clicking until your wrist falls off is
Someone
not
in chat said, what if Pocket Kingdom gave you planks instead of logs? And I think that would be huge. I think that would actually be huge.
That would be good. That could be good. Mike, so looking at, is there a path that people could take? So if you took Abundance, you're not really getting resources like you would from Endless Harvest or Barbarian Gatherer. And then if you took Hotfoot, you're still not getting resources from anything. So having another alternative for getting resources like Pocket Kingdom, where it's passively collecting resources in the background for you, makes sense.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to make it that buffed compared to previous leagues for it to be worth it. It would just be if someone is taking an optimal route like Solo Mission or whoever's rushing to rank 1, you're looking at like, what is the fast way for me to get there? It's probably Abundance, Hotfoot, and like that's how you get to 50 mil all stats. That's how you, I don't know, because you're still going to need to do your mining and your wood.
I was going to say, why would you go Abundance?
It's
Hotfoot?
a weird.
What's the play? What's the play there?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, is there a path where, like, I'm not collecting resources at all, but I need them, so then you put a relic that gives them to you? Like, that was their original thought process.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
But it just, like, it seems like a weird fit. So, if in that tier, like, tier 6 is Banker's Note, and that's it, like, it gives you Banker's Note, would that be the one that you're taking?
I think if tier 6 gives Banker's Note, oh, man, that's a hard choice. Can I just make a statement here that I think is gonna like kind of piss some people off? But like, I don't like how easy Banker's Note makes the game, and
I think it's gonna get nerfed if it comes back.
Yeah, I think if they nerfed it, maybe. But like, Banker's Note, although it was incredible and it is a fantastic relic, I will not have any Banker's Note slander here, but I do think it took a lot of fun away from me because like, oh shit, I'm planking. Oh wait, I'll unnote all of these anglerfish and brews and I'll just combo eat and I'm chilling. I don't know. I think Banker's Note kind of took a lot of fun away from me. Yeah. If it was Total Recall, that would be a different story. If it was Banker's Note, I think Slayer Relic still wins for me.
So Total Recall or Last Recall, it teleported you back to where you were. And it restored your spec and your HP and your prayer and everything.
Yeah.
We really already have that between Evil Eye and Flask of Further. Further. Yeah. We
do, but tier 8? Waiting to get to tier 8 for that kind of utility is kind of crazy.
But that's kind of it. Yeah, it is. Like, it was nice having Last Recall for just doing tasks and quests and whatever you're doing. Like, I can see them just not bringing it because they think in their head they've solved it through Evil Eye. You can teleport right to a boss, plus Flask of Fervor. You can teleport back and it gives you all of your stuff. Not teleport back, but it gives you all of your hit points, prayer, spec back.
Yeah.
And then it's got a cooldown. Like, they're trying to make everything balanced this league. Which
is
is a bit less fun. But also, I like it. I like the balancing aspect. It will just slow the league down a little bit, it looks like.
I like that. I really like that.
Which I like, yeah.
Here's a hot take, that you could I feel like a lot of people
Banker's Note and Last Recall kind of trivialized everything, and then the ultimate example of that was the Thunder Kopesh. Like, just ruined everything.
Thunder Kopesh, bro,
in
was
Gridmaster especially.
Crazy.
But, yeah.
But like, I think a lot of people will play leagues. I think this league's going to be different, first of all. But I'm talking Leagues 4, Leagues 5. A lot of people play leagues pretty substantially for the first 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe they just hit tier 8 and they play for a few more days. And then the fun is kind of drying out slightly, unless you're a Dragon Cup chaser, in which, different story. But I think the balancing of the relics this time is going to slow that down, and that's a good thing. People are going to be taking a bit longer to get to tier 8, not having the same power to be able to run through absolutely everything with ease. And that's a good thing for me anyway. Did you see, just before I forget, because we're going to move on, did you see some of the tech people are talking about with Flask of Fervor, where because when you go into the gauntlet, it resets the cooldown, people who take Tyrann Win and Evil Eye can essentially use this to just use Total Recall to its full effect. Like, you go into the gauntlet, you reset your Flask, you teleport to boss, you have full spec and health.
Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely, it adds extra steps. I haven't run the numbers. I don't think it's as good as people think, because it deals, how much damage does it deal? Do you know off the top of your head?
It was 3 explosions at 60% of your base, which is like 178 at 99 prayer.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say, 200 damage. So that's, you've done the math. So that's why we got him on. I think it's not as good as people think, because DPS in leagues typically has been around 40 damage per second.
Right.
So like, this is just adding 200 damage, or you could summon a minion and that's going to do a bunch of damage over time. So is it faster to just stay at the boss and use minion, or to telly out, go into the gauntlet, leave, telly back? It really depends on what boss you're doing, and
it depends.
Like if you're doing Nex and you telly out, and then you go and say it puts you inside the bank or outside the door. You got to go back in. You got to wait for the boss to spawn.
That is annoying.
It does its animation.
Nex is so annoying for that.
You would not use it in that case for sure.
No, but I think it depends on your play style and your preferences, because you were just talking about minion versus Flask. And I feel like my favorite analogy of it so far is that I don't want to sit in the cuck chair, man, while my minion does all the work. Like, I want to play the game.
I want whatever is most fun. That's what I always pick. And Flask so far is way more fun than minion.
Yeah.
So I would take it, but I'm hoping that the other option is something even more fun than Flask. I just see it as like a glorified Ambrosia, that like the damage looks really good on paper, but it's not going to change too much. Not compared to previous times when you'd go invincible for 10 seconds and do like 300 damage with a T-bow hit every 2 ticks. Like that was insane. Okay.
Yeah.
So we saw there's a little teaser on the April 7th here.
Did we?
Where they've shown something weird going on. Like if you scroll down on the the spot, it shows
the 3 blank relics. Yeah.
3 blank relics and then a triangular relic.
Yeah.
Not triangular.
Like my gosh. Diamond shaped type thing. Yeah.
Yep. Square on its side.
Square on the side.
What are you thinking that's all about?
So, I mean, if I had to guess, I think that the first 3 just means that on April the 7th, we're going to get 3 relics. And I think the last one is going to be a combat mastery. And the only reason I think that is because Sani's already been in the League's Discord discussion saying next week is going to be packed full of information. A pun on words, because he spelt pact like demonic pacts. And I think we're going to start getting all of those next week. So it wouldn't surprise me if they try to wrap up the relic reveals and then focus next week on masteries. So I think it's going to be 3 relics plus a mastery, personally.
Okay.
How about you?
I could see
what's
that.
your take?
I could see that. It looks like there would still be 3 more left over that we don't have at that point. Yeah. And they could do...
I mean, they could do the same thing the next day, right? On April the 8th, could be 3 plus a mastery.
I do want to know what all these relics are, so I can start like theory crafting an actual path. Because at this point, we're just talking in circles about what's good or what's bad. So,
but you know what would be crazy on those 3 relics? It would be kind of crazy, because I'm just looking at the relic list that we have right now. It would be kind of crazy if they gave us on that 7th of April. Yeah, it would be kind of crazy if they gave us 1 tier 3, 1 tier 4, and then they tell us what Reloaded is against, but then they leave the rest blank until just before leagues, because then it's going to allow people to start planning but then still give Jagex that edge where they kind of flip things on their head at the last minute and reveal the final relic in tiers, 3, 4, and 5.
They can't help themselves. They always want to like flip things on their head at the end.
Yeah.
I think it will be tier 7 is the last one we get. I think it'll be reloaded and we don't know what it's up against. So it's like like that completely changes everything.
Yeah.
It could just be reloaded against reloaded and they trolled us.
Could be. I think it's going to be something crazy.
What if there's 2 reloaded? Do you think they would do 2 reloaded? Like tier 5 has a reloaded in it also, or tier 3? So you could pick all 3 of tier 1.
No. If they did, honestly, no hate to Jagex, I think that's lazy. I think that's really lazy. I would like to just see 1 reloaded in any league, and that is it. Because I think there's already a bit of a mixed reception. I've seen it in chat. I've seen it in the league's discussion. I've seen it on comments and videos. People don't like reloaded because it kind of takes away part of the core feeling in leagues of having to lock down a decision and deal with the consequences of that, whether that's like leaving a skill short of a solve, having some relic regret. And I think it's good. I do think reloaded overall is good, personally. But I only want to see 1.
100%. I want like all of these remaining relics. I want them to be brand new that we've never seen before. And that so far it's just been a lot of the old similar stuff. Flask was pretty new. But it is like a rework of previous things where you can see like, okay, they took a little bit of inspiration from this Dead Man Mode relic. They took a little bit of inspiration from a Leagues 3 relic and from a Leagues 5 relic and kind of pieced them all together, which I like. I like that they've changed up the landscape and not just ran them back exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. If you had to design your own relic, what would it be?
Oh, dude. Really?
You can do it for this league, or you can picture it for just an ambiguously like future league designing your own relic. Just like you don't even have to think too hard about it. Like just off the top of your head, you must have thought about this at some point.
You know what?
Something you really want.
I actually kind of thought of something like this. Isn't my answer to the question, by the way, but it just goes to show that we probably have never had a unique thought in our entire lifetime. I thought that Undying Retribution, but a click. Like something you could control. I honestly thought about that months ago, that thought like, I hope it comes back, but like we can use it to ignore certain boss mechanics. And then Flask came out, and obviously I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh man, like someone's picked an idea that like I thought would have been really cool. They've made it way better than I originally thought, by the way. They've made it insane. It looks great. But that was like one thing I thought about ages ago, because I didn't like that you had to die for Retribution to pop. But if I had to design my own relic, oh man, you know what? I'm just going to talk about one for League 6. I'm just going to talk about one for League 6, because it's something we've all been talking about. It would be really cool to be able to gather something like bone shards and for them to have a universal use in like skilling. So let's say it was like a tier 4 relic that allowed you to convert bone shards into something you could use for rune crafting, something you could use for fletching, something you could use for that. I think like some sort of conversion relic would be really cool, like convert one skilling resource into another.
I like that.
That would be where I go, because I think that would work really well. Like, let's say, for example, you pick Endless Harvest early and you go into Hotfoot. Like, you don't have that huge fletching boost that Woodsman gives you, but actually you've got a shit ton of fish, and you just, I don't know, turn those fish into logs. I think that would be a pretty cool thing.
I mean, that's what Leagues is all about. It's just like, well, that sounds stupid. And then once you actually play it and try
divination.
it,
people
like,
are saying it's
awesome.
Like divination. Yeah, some sort of divination relic would be cool as hell.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You've had more time to think about this. You're going to hit me with some five-head relic.
I am taking what your idea was. Like, I wondered if they were going to use Leagues to test like drops. They used Dead Man Mode to test Dragon Claws, and then they put them into the game with Chambers of Xeric. Like they've done things like that. It's very obvious. They used dodgy deals and said, oh, like AFK thieving is really nice. Let's add an entire continent called Varlamore and put a thieving mechanic in there where it's AFK. Like, so they've clearly used leagues and deadman modes and whatever these temporary game modes to test stuff for the main game.
Definitely, yeah.
Like divination makes sense. We just got sailing. We don't need a new skill. Probably ever. But if they're going down the route of another skill, they're going to start trying things like divination, like whatever else it is. There's the turtle relic that people are talking about. Like isn't there a relic that they've shown every time that looks like a turtle?
Yeah, there's a turtle relic just sat on that teaser video. Like, what is it, bro? Yeah. I'm saying it's a red herring.
I played RuneScape 2, and the iconic familiar that everyone used was the Beast of Burden turtle guy, where you got like 18 more inventory slots or something like that.
Well, like the pack yak thing?
Yeah, pack yak you didn't see as often because everyone was a noob and didn't have level 99 summoning yet.
Yeah.
Because I think pack yak was like over level 90 for sure.
Yeah.
So the turtle one was like, people could get that. It was obtainable. It was level 70. So like in this league, are they going to give us a damn turtle that follows us around that has a knapsack on it that you can just store items? And that's your replacement for Banker's Note. Like
you're sat on this like mobile bank idea, because I remember when you jumped in chat yesterday, you were saying like, yo, what if instead of Banker's Note, they give us just a remote bank? And I do like that idea. I think it's cool. Maybe if they've removed its ability to be used in PVM, or like you can't use this if you're taking damage. So like Giga Chads,
like a 5-second cooldown.
Yeah, but let's say like Giga Chads could still find a way to use it in PVM if, let's say, you can block line of sight long enough to get items out. But its main use would be as a replacement for like the crazy buffs Banker's Note gave us for like runecrafting, for example. That would be cool. I would love that.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I can't wait to find out, basically.
Yeah. We're still a ways off, but we might get it.
If I had to pick...
Oh, yeah, please do.
Tier 1 relic. Imagine this. You've got Endless Harvest, you've got like Barbarian Gathering, and then you've got like the Usain Bolt relic, where if you pick this relic, you sprint faster by like 1 tile per tick.
How have you said that at the exact same time as someone in chat? Someone said 2 times run speed would be crazy broken. At the same time you just said that.
That's hilarious. I'd put it in previous videos as well. I've been on this forever. I want to see what it's like. Like we run 2 tiles per tick. You walk 1 tile per tick. I want a 3. Give me 3. I just want to see what it's like.
Do you think you're probably like really good at PVM and can probably adapt? I wouldn't say I'm bad, but I feel like that would fuck me over more than actually be good. You know, like because sometimes, let's say you're using a alley, right? You're used to like running up 2 tiles at a time and also having that extra tile distance so you don't run into melee range. Having that 3 tile would put you right in front of the boss.
It would be a disaster to code, I think. Like you'd have players stuck in the wall like constantly.
Yeah.
Like you just sprint through a wall. I don't know. That's something I want to see. The other idea was like,
can you imagine, by the way, like instead of the classic Twisted Leagues meme of like people being walkers or runners, they're sprinters now instead, and someone's just zooming by you.
That's what I want. It brings me into my next question that I will get to in a second.
Yeah.
My other idea, here's the greatest idea I've ever had. You pick this relic, it's a tier 8 relic. When the league ends, you have a 1 in 100,000 chance for all of your items from leagues to convert to the main game. No other bonuses.
I don't want this.
I have
literally no words.
Can you imagine how many people would take? People would be just like, I gotta get there so I can transfer my Twisted Bow over, and then at the end of the league, 300,000 people play. 3 T-Bows come into the main game, and those people literally hit the jackpot lottery.
I mean, like, it would be both amazing for Jagex because people would end up bonding so many accounts for that chance.
Yes, it's so.
But it would also suck because it would also crash the in-game economy. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Say like 3 people. Like say it's 1 in 100,000. I'm taking it for that 1 in 1,000. Like, and I'm just gonna play like crazy and try and make like a 20 bill bank in the game.
Yeah.
And then it's not gonna transfer over. 1 in 100K. There'd be like 3 people's stuff transfers over, and you wouldn't even notice it on the economy.
Thing is, like, someone's gonna gamble the house, man. Someone's gambling the house on that. You know.
That's true.
Someone's getting 20 T-Bows, making a shit ton of league accounts and like just farming raids until they can transfer 20 T-Bows to the main game. Yeah, it's a gambling addiction. It's a gambling addiction.
For anyone who doesn't know me that well, like, come on. Okay, if you had to design your own leagues concept, what would it be? So we've got Trailblazer, where it's region locked. and then we've got this Yama thing in it that we don't really know about. Shattered Relics was these relics are all broken into pieces and you can find them. There was one where it was like just Zaya. That was the Twisted League.
Yeah.
What kind of league would you want to explore?
Dude, you know what? This might be the only question you've asked me today that I've already had plenty of thoughts about. But I'm gonna come up with something.
Bad questions, then. Sorry
no, this is no. It's good. It's good. It's good to be like you gotta keep people on their toes. You know.
Yeah.
So this isn't an original idea because actually Jagex proposed it in their annual survey. But this is the league I would like to see. Now, I'm not a huge fan of like chunk accounts, but I think it would be so much fun to start the league locked to a single chunk. Every chunk has a set amount of tasks you can complete, and you can go from there to unlock different chunks. And everyone's like map unlock journey is going to look very different based on which direction you decide to go on, based on how you spend the league task points you build up. So let's say like you start on your first chunk, your first like chunk unlock is one task to unlock, and then that just like incrementally increases. But it's not totally unreasonable to unlock, let's say, 1/3 of the entire map by completing league tasks. I think that would be really good. And a lot of people are probably going to listen to that and think, so Shattered Relics. But I am specifically talking like chunks, like maybe everyone starts in the same chunk. Actually, that would be crazy. Maybe there's like a selection of chunks and you can choose, and it's in like different regions. And you can slowly like unlock the map from there. I would like to see something like that because I think that's going to be totally unique in a way that is in somewhat similar to Shattered Relics. You know, you have to pick your unlocks slowly. But everyone starts with all skills. You just like slowly go around the map, and maybe like people start to figure out some insane tech to like unlock a chunk that teleports you to a chunk on the other side of the map. And then, you know, I think it just leads to a lot of creativity, and that's what I want to see from another league.
I really like the idea. Yeah, I think there's so much that I'm like, my brain was racing the whole time. I'm like, people are absolutely going to like soft lock themselves. Like they're going to like, oh crap,
that's
I picked
the
wrong
thing.
chunk,
like the balancing
and
would
I
need
need
to be
an axe
done.
for it, and I haven't unlocked an axe yet. Like something like that. So they'd have to really develop it.
Yeah.
I do think it's almost like, I mean, with the current leagues that we've been getting where it's region locked, you only get 3 picks. Like I think it's great if they just let us pick all of them, and you're picking your regions. And what you could do by the end of it is like, once you pick this region, you lose one. So which one are you going to lose?
Wait, is this your league idea?
No, but I'm like, based on like your chunk idea is like, that's how they could like kind of work into it, is like you pick your chunks, but like we know that there's like that the basis of leagues is they want there to be meaningful choice and like you know, punishment. It's like they want to punish us. Like, come on, like they want us to feel bad for not picking a specific relic. They don't want to give us all the regions. So it's like, if you want another region, you got to give up one of your old ones. So now you're crafting the ideas of like, I got to get everything out of that region before I move on. Something like that.
Oh, I see what you mean. So like,
yeah,
shout out to C Engineer, because I think he's done this in a series, like where you start in a certain region, but once you leave it, you can't go back.
Yeah, I think that's probably where my brain pulled that from.
Yeah.
That's the idea. I don't know. This is the most basic basis of an idea for League that I
Okay,
have.
please hit me with your idea.
Tier 1, there's 2 relics choices. Okay? I don't care what they are, but when you pick it, you are now part of that team for the remainder of the league. Like, you can't change your mind. You can't
team
reload
leagues.
And change.
Okay.
It's basically red team versus blue team. Like, are you picking like the mining relic or the woodcutting relic? Like one of those two.
I
Something
see.
like that.
So like there's a path for each team.
Correct. When you open runescape.com or whatever it is, the main page is like blue team has 1.8 billion points and you know the red team has 1.9 billion points. And this is how many players are in this one. This is how many players are in that one. This is the average amount of points that each player has, blah, blah, blah. And it would just be like, it would be fun. Like the amount of like fighting in Reddit and everything, like go blue team or like,
dude, that would be,
like,
that's such a dope idea. The only thing that I would have to say is would suck is like if you had bespoke relics for each one, people are just going to end up picking the side that looks better, right? People are going to go through that whole balancing discussion like they do with all relics and think, well, Team Red's relics look better. I think you would have to mirror the relics or at least have them similar-ish.
Yeah, thought
I think the idea is amazing.
Just the tier 1 relic is the one.
Oh, just the tier 1 relic is different? Oh.
All the other relics are free choice.
Okay.
Just like the people who pick Team Red will have a red cape the remainder of the league, and the people who pick blue will have a blue, and it's just the high scores, the racing, the chats with friends. Like, it would just be like a way of tracking the league and making it more interactive and fun, and just the amount of memes and like everything that would come out of it
would go crazy for that, definitely.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it's just your first relic is as simple as like, do you want double XP in strength or do you want double XP in range? Pick which one, and that'll put you in your house, and then now you can pick your relics for the rest of the league.
Dude, that would be sick. Like a team leagues, but like
team v team. Yeah.
Let's not have PvP in there because it's basically dead man. But
yeah.
Unless you do have like Wildy as a universal region in that league, and people can fight team versus team, that would be interesting. But yeah, for sure. I think the team leagues idea sounds so good. And you just know whoever gets solo mission, it's like race to rank 1. Your team looks like they're winning, and then he's done his league run through for his thumbnails, and that's it. He's moved on.
I just feel like there'd be 100,000 people on each team, and it would be so balanced if the first 2 relics are balanced.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty fun. I played Team Fortress 2 growing up. I don't know if you'd ever played. It's a first-person shooter, cartoony kind of game. And like when you load into a lobby, you've got to pick red team or blue team.
Yeah.
If red team has 10 players and blue team has 9, then you got to pick blue team, or you have to wait until blue team fills up, then you can go red. Something like that, where it's like, okay, we don't want there to be like 1 million versus 100,000 here. Like they'll balance it a bit, but if you made it so it's a choice, like, do you want Fire Sale or Banker's Note? You pick which one. That was pretty balanced. If I remember correctly, when that league ran, there was like quite a balance between the two of them. So I don't know. I think that could be fun.
I think that could be fun. Yeah, I think if they got the balance in right, that could be incredibly fun. That's a good idea, man. That might be $1 million idea. Sell that to Jagex tomorrow, man. Get on the blower to Husky. What are you doing?
What if the 2 relics at the start, one of them, triple experience in everything, but you have to walk the entire league. The other one, no XP bonus, but you're sprinting 3 tiles per tick. Which team are you picking?
You've gone too far. You've gone too far with this. Would I be a walker for the sake of taking the piss out
for triple XP?
I know. Well, I've still got run energy, right? Or am I forced to walk?
Run energy? No, you know what? You're forced to walk.
Oh shit! See, that makes it way harder. Dude,
I'm not walking.
Really?
I don't care.
I don't want to be a walker. Triple XP though. Yeah, no, fuck it. I'm not being a walker. I wouldn't do that to myself. I wouldn't do that.
You can't.
No.
You just can't.
No.
Okay. Do you think plumbing students are allowed to use the washroom while they're writing their final exams? Or is that cheating?
No, that's 100% cheating. Can you imagine? Like, is there an invigilator in there? I think that's the big question. Is there someone stood in the washing room with them?
Yeah, maybe they could like put a blindfold on them so they can't look at the pipes and stuff, so they don't know like how to plumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you've got to have someone in there watching them, maybe stood by the sink in the first place, but otherwise, yeah, that's cheating.
Okay. Yeah, fair play. Okay, so next question would be, do you think Berserker Relic is coming back as the tier 8?
Oh,
that one was the lower your health, the higher you hit.
Yeah, very.
They would have to rebalance it.
Very good relic. Would it compete with Flask or Minion though? Yeah, maybe it would actually. You know what? If Berserker was coming back, did you say tier 8 or tier 7?
Yeah, to me, like it could be either. I really don't want tier 8 to just be a spec relic. I just find them so boring.
See, I love the spec relics, but I would still pick Flask. I love spec relics, but you're right.
The whole time you're fighting stuff, you're just clicking on the spec thing over and over again.
That's what I realized very quickly, like back in Leagues 4, was like you pick the spec relic, you get a DDS until you get something better, and you're just clicking orb. Like, I didn't even realize how boring it made it, like just spamming specs. Yeah. But maybe they changed specialists this year. Again. Maybe if it comes back, it gets
if they could
changed.
change it enough. If they could change enough, it could be worth it.
Like if they added maybe increased max hit threshold on special attacks, so that instead of just spamming special attacks, you're encouraged to go for those big high value special attack energy spec weapons. And if they hit over a certain threshold, maybe then it restores some spec, but not like fully. That could be a more interesting way to do it, so that, you know, you're weaving in special attacks rather than just spamming them and then still getting massive DPS value out of it. That could be fun. But I'm going to answer your question, sorry, because I digress.
No, that's okay.
Berserker, I don't think we will see at tier 8. I think if Berserker did come back, it would make a pretty competitive relic against Reloaded, because the thing about it coming in at tier 7 is that we typically have to wait until tier 8 to get combat buffs, right? Like proper combat buffs. If they suddenly throw one in at tier 7, that's going to shake up people's decision making around like, right, do I actually want to add to my combat capability, or do I want to go back and solve a skill? Yeah. And that will be a real dilemma for some people. So I would like to see it at tier 7 if it does come back.
I was one of my favorite relics. I know it was broken when we found out the like travel speed of like the shadow allowed you to get 4 max hits in a row, because the part of the relic was like it was like if you're sorry, it was just your first hit is your max hit, and is that what it was? Yeah, it was like your first hit is a max hit plus your damage is increased for every hit point you're missing.
Yes,
if they just took away that max hit part and did the HP part, that could be one way. The alternative is the other way around. Like you will start every fight with a max hit, and that's the relic. Simple as that. So it gives use to things like full Darox, and it gives use to Piety actually becomes really good because you want to get those hits.
See, I think if it just has the like your first hit is a max hit, I think if it's that, which is massively nerfed, by the way, if it's that, it's got to come in even sooner than 8 or 7, in my opinion. It would have to come in at 6. Because like just max hitting on your first hit, like
imagine it's 3 and everyone's just hitting 20s on
everyone's running around.
Let's go
with their like Sunlight Hunter's crossbow, just one-shotting cows for fun. Yeah, I don't know. That could be funny. Yeah, I don't know about Berserker, but I tell you what I think would be interesting as a tier 8 competitive relic, and that would probably be Executioner's Axe. If it comes back.
Yeah. I know. I think I mentioned it to you. I was like, I feel like that's what the Grotesque Guardian's Echo drop is. I'm going to pull it up on my side.
Oh, so the Lithic Scepter thing?
Yeah, where is that? What day was that on? Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff.
The gargoyle face? What did we call it? The gargler?
the gargler staff. Dude, I can't find anything. Sir, I've clicked too much. Okay. It was a staff that like it says it will shatter your enemies, which to me is like when you kill a gargoyle, you shatter it with the rock.
Oh, this is it, the gargler. Yeah.
The gargler. So shattering your enemy, like that makes sense. If it's like a gargoyle under 10% HP, you can blast it and it dies. So maybe this item from Grotesque Guardians is one where like it will kill your enemies under 10% HP. It'll just shatter them. They just explode. They're gone. I don't know. That was my thought on it. That was my interpretation of I could see them doing that.
Interesting. I guess it could be. I mean, what were we talking about the other day? Like, there's a few like ideas going around on that staff. Is it a staff or wand? I don't know. But like, there's a few ideas going around for the Gargler where it's like, is it a new Sunlight Spear? Is it something that builds up Petrify stacks? That was my idea, and I don't think it was all that good in the end compared to that one. But I like the execute mechanic. I think that would be cool.
So that's why I'm thinking. So this is exactly what it says. Charged with earth and body runes, build power with every blow and shatter your enemies. So I'm thinking it's like soul stacks, like a Soul Reaper axe. And then when you click on the soul stack, if your thing you're fighting is under 10% HP, it will just die, like an Executioner's Axe.
Yeah.
That was how I read into it. So rather than the Executioner's Axe, you're using your T-bow or your scythe, and then you just whip the axe out and it dies. This is like, well, you gotta charge up your stacks first, which kind of makes it a little bit more balanced. You can't use the T-bow or the scythe and then just blow it up. You got to use this
Yeah.
thing instead.
Interesting.
That was how I read into it and thought that could be what they were doing with it.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
could
why I'm
be-
not sure if that tier 8 is going to be the axes. I thought they already kind of sort of put them in with that echo drop.
Yeah, that could be really interesting. Someone, sorry, it's not someone, it's Bruce. Bruce in my chat has said it's going to be the shatter effect from RuneScape 3, which builds up stacks, and then when you reach a threshold, it does big % damage. So it could,
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
I wouldn't be surprised if that's it too.
The echo descriptions are so vague right now.
Yes.
Like we need, I'm guessing next week is obviously the big week, right? We have one more full week until League starts. Everything is going to come out next week. So like if we had this conversation this time next week, I bet it would look totally different.
I think so too. Yeah, I think that kind of covered. I had a lot of questions, but that's kind of where I left off.
Yeah.
Anything for me, or what are you thinking here? I mean, I'll send you off with a dad joke, but
yeah. Can you send me off with a dad joke? But first, before you do, I'm interested in what you currently are thinking of picking. Run me through your relic choices and like what your idea is.
So, to make everyone sad, I don't think Barbarian Gathering is as good as people think, but it is still better if you're actively playing the game.
Should I hang up on him, chat?
So with that said, I'm taking Endless Harvest.
Endless Harvest. No, I mean, that's a good choice. I don't think there's a bad tier 1 choice. That's cool.
Because I will be doing a lot of AFKing. So that to me is going to be more beneficial than like Barbarian Gathering. The numbers on it is like it's not even like twice as good as regular. So
don't maths me. Don't maths me, bro. Don't make me feel bad about like.
I haven't done the numbers myself, and if I did, I'd get them wrong anyways. So like you're not going to be upset with any of those choices. I'm curious with like abundance. If you like that +10, permanently boosted all non-combat skills. When you look at the XP on that, like there's going to be a task for like equip an amulet of fury. We know that. Like that's been in every league. Craft an onyx amulet. That's like level 90. If you're doing that at level 80,
that's a 3.5 mil difference. Yeah.
37% of the XP. So you're going to be getting everything almost like 3x faster. Is that the numbers? I don't know.
I mean, that's just one example, but like it's a big one because crafting sucks.
But it is pointless if you're going for the Dragon Cup because you're going to have to train your skills to 50 mil all anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Endless Harvest because I know I will absolutely get a ton of use out of it.
So you're saying Abundance is not the pick for the Dragon Cup? The Dragon Cup rushes, huh?
Well, it's good for rushing. I don't think it's good for the long game.
Right, got you.
The 10 boost will get you to, if you want to be the first person to get a fire cape and you're going to need like to craft something to do that, then getting that would be important. If you just want to rush to like the end game PVM and like get your tier 8 relic, play for a few days and then log off, then this, like I do think this will probably be better.
This is the tier 8 rush. Yeah, this is the tier 8 rush relic. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can actively play, you're taking Barbarian Gatherer. I will not be actively playing, so Endless Harvest all the way for me.
Endless Harvest. Okay. What's your tier 2?
Until I know more about things and tasks and all that stuff, I don't know which one to take with the tier 2, but it's probably Hotfoot because I have no other way of training smithing, basically. Like, smithing sucks. Agility sucks to train as well. And if I'm doing Endless Harvest, then like that just makes sense. It synergizes pretty well. For the teleport tier, like I don't think Evil Eye is very good, personally, but it could be the best. It could be the best out of the 3.
Yeah, that's the dilemma I'm at right now as well, man. It's like Evil Eye is the first one they've shown us, but if it's Evil Eye versus Bank Heist versus like Globetrotter or Eternal Jeweler, I think Evil Eye wins out.
Yeah, Eternal Jeweler is like essentially useless because we're starting in Varlamore, and like by the time you get up to a higher level, like it just won't matter. I was thinking like in that tier 3, that could be a stripped down Golden God where it doesn't give you money. It's just like if you cast a teleport spell, it can auto recast and give you XP, and it gives you like an unlimited. It'll give you like a stack of law runes or something. I don't know. So it's a way of training Mage plus unlimited teleports all over the place. That could be a Golden God / Eternal Jeweler kind of hybrid. That was, I don't know, that was just like an idea that I had for there because I don't know what else they'll do. It can't be 3 teleport relics because they've put teleports in with Conniving Clues and Nature's Accord. Like they've already stripped it out. So I have no idea. So far I'm
Yep.
picking Evil Eye because there's nothing else.
Okay.
And then Conniving Clues, we'll see what else throws in there.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like, it's gonna probably be pretty balanced. Like the amount of points you can get from clue scrolls compared to skilling, compared to PVM. Like they usually try and balance it pretty well. So just seeing like what it all shakes out to be, then I might be taking Conniving Clues anyways. If you take Conniving Clues, you're definitely going to benefit from Calling Spree, so that would be a possibility as well. That's probably what I take. And then Larcenist is pretty good. As I mentioned with tier 2, is like if there is no way for me to train Herblore properly at all, then I'll need to take one of Friendly Forager or Nature's Accord just to be able to train some Herblore. Like it is free points. There's usually a lot of points, tasks.
There's loads behind farming, and like by proxy Herblore as well, right?
Yeah, the Herblore farming, like put that together. Like those are two skills that are kind of a pain to train. But also, I was running the maths on it yesterday, and TLDR, like you can get 99 Herblore through just doing raids. Like you're gonna get a bunch of herb drops from it. You're gonna get a bunch of seed drops from that as well. You only need like 60 magic seeds to get 99 farming.
Yeah.
So like that aspect, like it's taken care of. If you just want the level, then that's fine. But if you're going for 50 mil all, then it's going to be a nightmare. Like you'll need so many seeds and all that stuff. Like if there's no way of getting it. So
yeah,
I'm planning on doing pretty much an AFK route up until we get to the tiers where you got to pick the combat stuff, and then I will typically pick like whatever's most fun.
Yeah.
So if the flask is more fun than the other one that we got in there, I'm taking that. I don't like Minion's not that fun. I know it's really good, but it doesn't really, give me any excitement. So we'll see what's going on there. That's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. But again, it'll all change tomorrow when they announce like triple run speed. Like that changes everything for me. So
you think that's coming in, huh? Could be in a mastery. 100%. Who knows?
It has
actually
to.
Do.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't take it just because I know
as well as combat masteries.
It would take me so long to adapt to it. Yeah, it could be in the masteries. It could.
Okay, instead of sprinting faster, just give me like an abyssal teleporter crystal in my inventory. When I click it, I teleport 5 tiles forward.
Oh, interesting.
So as I'm running into Maiden, I just click it 3 times, and I'm like bloop bloop bloop, and then I'm right there. That would be so fun.
You would just never get hit by anything again. You just start running away, teleport 5 tiles, range, teleport 5 tiles.
Yes.
Be crazy. Could be crazy. Yeah, there's probably some tech there to like 10 tile NPCs that can't get to you.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be a lot of fun in the wilderness too, just messing with people.
It would also be really hard to pull off. Can you imagine having to like select your cardinal direction before teleporting if you wanted to use it properly? It would be horrible. Interesting.
Yeah, you could do like left click teleports you north, shift click teleports you south.
Could hotkey it, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So my brother recently had twins, a boy and a girl. He let me name them. So I named them Denise and Denephew.
Fantastic. Amazing. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat and everyone else who might be watching the VOD, can we get a round of applause for Flumpy, please? Flumple. I keep saying Flumpy. I feel like Flumpy's got such a nice ring to it.
No, don't worry about it, Scritic. It's all good.
Scritic? Sorry, yeah, okay. Now you say it like that. It makes me feel bad. Okay.
No, honestly, everyone that reads my name thinks it's Flompy, and I'm like, damn, I should have made it Flompy. It's kind of like has a good ring to it.
Flumpy's got a great ring to it, but sorry. Everyone, round of applause for Flumple. Thank you, man, for coming into chat today. It's been really fun. I think we'll, maybe we'll get another chance to link up before the league goes live. 100%. We'll have to wait and see.
If not, I'll see you at the Chambers of Zarek with my triple run speed.
I will definitely see you there without my triple run speed. But it's been great chatting, man. I hope you have a good afternoon.
Thanks so much. Yeah, you too. See ya.
Catch you around, bro. Bye-bye. That was fun, guys. That was good. I enjoyed that. Sorry to everyone who's been chatting. I didn't want to be rude, start reading chat and replying to you guys while talking, but like, I enjoyed talking through that. And I never have put like crazy amounts of thought into like what relic would I design if I was doing one. It's a good question. It's a good question. Finally, he let me go. Holy shit. Nah, dude, that was fun. Thank you for coming into chat, man. He doesn't stop yapping. I mean, you're not wrong. Honestly, I finished stream yesterday and I was talking because I do have a tendency to talk really quickly. and then stumble on my words. I finish stream, I go into the kitchen, I'm cooking, I'm talking to my girlfriend, and she's like, can you just like slow down a sec? Anyway, here we are. What is Grimoire? My friend, it is the same as it's always been. Always was. The only difference is that you don't get ruinous powers like you did in Leagues 4 and in Gridmaster. So you get a spell book thing that you can wield that acts as a Book of the Dead for thralls. You can get all the spell books without needing the regions. You can get all the prayers without needing the regions. So yeah, very good if you want Rigor, if you want Augury, if you want Piety, if you want Chivalry, if you want Ancients, if you do want Lunars. I don't think anyone's picking this specifically for Lunars, but maybe there's a world you do. Yeah. So you have 2 summons. Yeah, I think it would work with the Minion for sure, because Minion item, by the look at the description, you get a separate summoning item. You get a whistle. So a whistle and a Book of the Dead, I imagine you could do both. If you really want to, you could roleplay the guy that just sits back and lets his minions do all the work. That's fine. You could do that. Teaser when? Next teaser is in 24 minutes. I feel that too deep. So where were we? Let me catch up with some people, and then I'm interested to hear your takes today on what you think about Grimoire, and people particularly who are thinking about picking it in their regions, because I mentioned it earlier on stream, but the only region combinations I would actually feel like I need Grimoire is maybe if I'm going Tyrannwyn with like Mauritania and Asgarnia. Tyrannwyn, Mori, Asgarnia doesn't give you really anything other than the boosted range and mage prayers from the new giant bosses. And I feel like you might want Grimoire with that combination, but there's probably a lot of other ones. Like if you're a Wildy picker, you don't really get any prayers or anything. So if you're going like Wildy Asgarnia into Tyrannwyn or something, or even into Kandarin, if you're a mage build and you don't have Augury. I can see some people in the chat have been debating the classic EHBG abundance pick. Yapping session with double now? I mean, I could dial double in. Is he live? I'm guessing he is. I could dial double in, but I just want to... Just let me catch my breath, okay? We're just going to jump from person to person today, huh? Grim is nice for prayers if you don't have the prayer zones. Yeah. I still feel like you feel bad picking it just for prayers, though. Right? Like, if you've already got spell books, but you want prayers, wouldn't that feel bad? Let's say you've got Kandarin and Desert as part of your regions. You've already got Piety Chivalry, and you've got Ancients, and you wanted to pick it just to have Augury and Rigor. I feel like you kind of feel hard done by there. Especially if you have Fremi on top of that and you've already got Lunars. Like, I feel like there's region combinations as well where you unlock certain elements that Grimoire gives you, but not all of the benefit. And then picking it feels like you're only getting half value back. You know, like the crumbs. You don't want the crumbs of the Grimoire, man. No one wants the crumbs. I'm almost 100% certain I won't be picking Grimoire this time. Really? Yeah. I want to play with the superior spawns, man. I think that's going to be so much fun. Free Rune Pouch is also nice. Free Rune Pouch is also really, really good. And then what are the boosts to Slayer points? Here we go. At tier 3, because I think this is also worth considering before you go locking down the Slayer relic. Already at tier 3, we get all of this for Slayer. Bigger and Badder is free, so superiors are in. 5 times Slayer points, and you aren't required to complete 5 before earning points. So essentially what Jagex are saying are, wait until tier 3 to start Slayer, because you'll get points from your first task, and you'll get 5 times points. Slayer superior rates are 1 in 50 already at tier 3 passively. So I feel like we're getting some Slayer value without needing Slayer Relic anyway. I'm not saying that's enough for me to pick Grimoire over it, but we all get universal Slayer buffs. Grimoire is annoying not to have, but too bland and weak to pick. Yeah, it's like just like plain boiled chicken, right? Actually, that's a really terrible metaphor. Let's not use that one. Let's not use that one. We'll come up with something good. You need Culling Spree to make Wildy efficient? What, for the Slayer Cave? And to pick all the bosses in the Wildy? I guess that's a nice thing. I don't think you need it to make Wildy efficient at all. I think Wildy is so broken without the Slayer Relic. And I'm mostly saying that from like a first region pick point of view. If you lock Wildy down as your first free region pick, free choice region pick, Wildy has insane value for resources, for prayer, for the gear you'll get from the bosses. Like it's just an insane region for supplies. Plus, not to mention, if you do have Wildy and you are an EH picker, the resource zone in the Wildy resource zone is crazy good. Having all of like your skilling nodes in that one area and just being like, right, now I'm going to AFK fishing for 20 minutes. Now I'm going to AFK woodcut. Now I'm going to AFK mining. Like Wildy's crazy, man. But I do think that the Slayer Relic is a nice addition paired with it. Yeah, Lava Bones and Altar, of course. Yes, it's insane for prayer. Like all of the time that I have been yapping about us kind of having to maybe lamp prayer with the Karamja Diary at tier 3. Is it tier 3 we were going to do it? Yeah, at tier 3 with this 1.5 times multiplier plus the 8 times, 9.5 times prayer XP, lamping it with the Karamja Easy Diary, getting to 29 prayer or 28 or 29, and then just getting those last 2 levels to do the Valamor prayer method to overheads. That's a totally viable method, unless you're picking Wildy or even Mori. Zaya's one is, from memory, isn't Zaya's one a bit annoying because you have to give Dragon Stones to use it? Because it's not like we have Golden God. You can't use coins on the altar. I'm pretty sure Zaya's one, Zaya's like prayer boosting altar is locked behind having to give Dragon Stones, which just makes it kind of out the window early. I'm pretty sure unless you have Mori or Wildy, lamping prayer early is the play. Hunter gives you early prayer. Yeah. Except, they've just messed with the rev drop rates once again. Maybe they've fixed it. I have a feeling the 3 relics Jagex teased on the page are the player designed relics. Because if I remember correctly, there was a thing when someone wins, they get to design League Relic. Yeah, that was that not Gridmaster? There's definitely player design relics. We know there are. We just don't know which ones they are. So yeah, maybe they tell us on April the 7th what these are. And maybe these are the player design relics. That would make sense. 3 player design relics on April the 7th, followed by combat mastery. That would be dope. That would be so cool. Tier 9? Hey, you know what? Jokes aside, they definitely could. They definitely could say, guys, joke's on you. Here we go. Extra relic tier. Pop it in last minute. Definitely could happen. Wildy, Asgani, and Mori. Just want to AFK hunt pets on my way to Dragon. Wildy, Asgani, and Mori. Yeah, good combination. You got a raid. Insane resource region. Asgani is crazy for points typically because of God Wars. Asgani is just crazy for points in general, right? You got loads of mini games. Warriors Guild, God Wars. Yeah. Good combo. How troll is Fremenic now that mage builds don't need desert? Hold on, let me just get that through. Hold on. You want to pick ZKF for a magic build. How troll is Fremenic now that mage builds don't need desert? I don't think it's troll at all. I think ZKF is very good. So you've got your Ancestral, you've got your Devil's Element and Pitchfork or whatever it is. Not a Pitchfork. the fork. So you've got fork, element, ancestral, occult, confliction gauntlets from Valamor. And then what does Fremi really give? Like Magus ring from Duke, is that it? Is that the only other thing you want Fremi for? Yama's toothpick, I love that. Yeah. Musper with a sick face. I actually love Musper. But actually, wait, no, I take it back. Musper in leagues is a different story. When you start like going crazy with DPS and it bugs the fuck out, that's so annoying. And then like stalling kills because you have to wait for him to switch to the smite phase. Not fun. Saturated heart though. Yeah. Saturated heart. It depends on what Echo Helm does, for sure. Wait, if Echo Helm is more magic damage bonus than Ancestral Helm, if it even gives magic damage in the first place, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty damn good. Might even be the best combination for magic. More like must wait dead. Woodsman shits out blessed bone shards. Woodsman shitting out blessed bone shards? What, with the hunter? With the hunter element and the hunter's loot sacks? Yeah. It does. Yeah, double the amount of loot from loot sacks. Kind of crazy. Should we have a quick look through that? Because I'm actually curious at the value. Hunters, loot sacks. Watch Google throw me up like the craziest result here. Let's just be fair and say you're going to be doing adepts for quite a long time. What level are these locked behind again? Does it say? Isn't adept like 60 hunter or something? All right, let's go back to rumors just so I can see. Hunter's rumors. All right, there we go. Adept is 57. You start at 46. I mean, let's look at 46 to start then, shall we? So, 100 to 200 bone shards and then double it. Nah, there's no world I pick Woodsman, right? But hear me out, right? There is actually like some crazy PVM rush strat with Woodsman if you do your hunter early. You do this to get your overhead prayers. You do this to get decent PVM healing food. I don't think this is crazy. Isn't Pyrefox like an 18 heal or something? 19 heal from Pyrefox? That's really good. That's so good for how early you can get that. Right. So you're going to get a ton of bone shards, loads of food, a decent amount of coins, like minimum 1.5k, maximum 2.5. I don't know. That's pretty dope. Obviously, as a byproduct of that, you'll be able to increase the amount of places you'll be able to like fly to with your Quetzal. You'll get a Quetzal whistle. You get logs, which I guess are going to be nice if you're picking Woodsman anyway. Because you're going to be able to insta-fletch those. Woodsman, yeah, looking good, looking good. Bird's Nest from Adept. Sun-Kissed Bones, very good prayer XP. And then even getting Sunlight Antelope here without having to hunt them themselves. Yes, you miss out on the splinters, but even just doing this to like 57, doing Adept, cooking everything, getting herbs. Man, Woodsman's actually kind of crazy. Loads of coins in this one. 5k to 7k. Ah, you're not converting me, but it is really good. It is really, really good. Okay, 10 minutes till next reveal, guys. 10 minutes. You need 50 rumors to cook Fox? Ah, god damn it. But, I mean, yeah, no, that's going to take fucking ages. Even with the double catch rate that Woodsman gives which I don't think really helps you speed up rumors anyway, right? It's more the like hunter traps never fail element that helps with that. But even with us just being in Valamore and having a reduced Hunter's Rumors like task list that you could do, I think 50 rumors is going to take so long. Best combat style for Kandarin, Zaya, Asgarnia. I would say magic. I would say magic, melee hybrid. If they give us masteries that allow us to go 2 styles, I would say that's a melee magic hybrid like region combination there. You've got your ancestral, you've got that dagger from Echo Cerberus that they tease that they say works with magic. It's like fire or something. Yeah. Magic melee. It could be all 3 with Void. Yeah, I mean, it's just a good region combination, right? Like, these days, we only have to pick 1 raid region to get a T-bow, a Shadow, or a Scythe. I'd argue that that region combination could actually work for all 3. But I'd say if we could only pick 2 for hybrid, magic and melee would work really well. I think that's 50 rumors, not taking the actual hunting into account. Yeah, it's going to take so long. They better not be late again. Yeah, if they're late, I will have to dip again, but I don't think they'll be late. Part of me thinks it was down to like the wanting to get the Jimmy podcast thing out as well. And it being a bank holiday. But you'll get up to expert rumors a lot faster. True, you will get up to expert rumors a lot faster. I do think Woodsman is really good. Honestly, since yesterday, after off stream, I logged into game and I started running around thinking like, okay, realistically, how much value am I getting out of Hotfoot versus Woodsman? If my goal is to purely get to a Moxley Atoll and echo a Moxley Atoll as soon as possible. And actually, if that is my goal, Woodsman is better. You know? Especially if I'm thinking of going Barb first, because I'm going to get passive strength and agility XP through this. I'm double dipping agility here. Yes, this helps with GP, but realistically, how much GP do I need? I need like 100k. I need a full Addy set. I don't even need 100k. I need 50k. I need a full Addy set and a rune mace. And I'm going to Moxie. So I don't even really need the GP from Hotfoot. I could make an argument to take Woodsman, do Hunter, maybe get up to 75 Hunter, whatever level it is to catch Moonlight Moths with a net. I think that's 75. So maybe I do this to 75, get my Moonlight Moths, go camp Moxie. Do Moxie until I get that weapon. If it's easy, the Glacial Tomotley into the Echo weapon from a Moxie out over to Moons. I think there's a bit of a PVM snowball bit of action going on there with Woodsman. But then does that ruin my plans going Barb Woodsman? Barb Woodsman, there is a play there. I would really miss the cooking and smithing element from Hotfoot. Oh man, it's a hard choice. It's a hard choice. I plan on going Barb Woodsman. Yeah, it's a hard choice. How good would the Echo Moxie weapon be? You assume that I just like know this? I don't know. If the image is anything to go by, it might be too hard to do before Moons. I don't think we can trust the image because that guy's wearing full Inquisitors. But if it is difficult, maybe you go there after Moons. And maybe the weapon is good enough to carry into other regions. But in my, like, trying to be logical about this, it's the first region. They wouldn't make the Echo boss so hard that we had to come back to it after other regions, right? So part of me thinks that, like, Echo Moxie should be a stepping stone. Like, it's a weaker Echo weapon, but you get it first and you take it to other regions. So I think it's going to be good, but not insane. Melee styles? Yeah, I think melee styles. All I know for sure is I'm not going moons without Evil Eye. It's not that bad, Paul. Like, especially because unlike a lot of other PVM or bosses or boss instances, you don't need to go bank between trips, do you? You like, as you're running from boss to boss, you pass the resources. You pass the place to get Moonlight Moths, or you pass the place to make the potions in there. You pass the place to catch the lizards or to catch the fish as you're heading to the bosses. So yes, it's a little bit annoying to have to run to them when it's offering us Evil Eye, but actually it kind of works, you know? In that downtime running between bosses, you're stocking up on your resources. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. I don't mind it. The running does add up, though. Fremi is slept on? Why is Fremi slept on? Sell it to me. It's a prayer solve with Vorkath bones, Dagannoth bones. Where are you using them, though? Because then you're talking outside of Fremi, right? Like, it's hard to say Fremi is a prayer solve when you need another region to use those bones efficiently. Unless, actually, wait, no, I'm an idiot. You're talking about breaking them down for blessed bone shards? Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, no, I could definitely see that then. It is good. Is it slept on? I don't know, it's too soon to tell. Moons is a prayer solve? I mean, Moons is a prayer solve, honestly. Yeah, the bones you get from Moons. I mean, let's look at it, shall we? What's the chest called? Is it Moon's chest? Lunar chest, that was it. So, the Sunkiss bones are pretty insane. The Wormling bones, 21 prayer experience when buried. Am I crazy? I didn't even know you could even bury those. I thought everything you got from Moons you had to sacrifice. Okay. 45 blessed bone shards. Damn, I've got loads of those in my bank just sat there. And 105 XP when broken down. They're actually pretty damn good. Okay. Yeah, you're going to get so much prayer XP from doing this. The only thing is, if you wait too long to do moons, like if you wait until you get to tier 5 to do moons, which I don't think anyone is going to do, by the way, but let's just say you do, when your drop rate goes up to 12 times, you're actually just going to get more uniques than you are like pretty much anything else. I think before that, though, let's say tier 3 before. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's the XP multiplier. Tier 4 even. 5 times as common. Yeah. So doing moons, tier 1 to 3, you're going to get a good amount of prayer solve. Tier 4, that's going to drop down a bit. Yo! I can't say that. We're just going to call you Frost. What are we doing? We're going through some of the relics. We're going through some of the skills. We're talking about ways that people might want to solve certain problems they have in their regions, they're thinking. And then we have the next Echo boss reveal, is my guess, in 2 minutes, which means I need to pee. Hydration check, everybody. Okay. Ah. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's Jack, King of Frost. Totally bait name, though. Yo, Shroomy, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. How much guitar does our fearless leader play? Barely any while Leagues is going on. In fact, I think all my strings are totally out of tune. Revealed? Oh, hold on. Guys, this looks interesting. Okay, I'll read it out to you. So, it's the Echo Hunleth from Tyrannwyn. So, I mean, same Echo boss. Could be different mechanics. We don't know that yet. Now, it says here, crush the Echo Hunleth boss to empower yourself with crystal energy. Be rewarded with something familiar, but what new power might this item hold? And I think that the black item there in the picture is the Crystal Blessing. I mean, the guy does have like a Seren halo on, so I don't know if that's got something to do with it. But looks like the Crystal Blessing, which was Leagues 5. However, what new power might this item hold? So for anyone who doesn't know, last year, Crystal Blessing just essentially allowed you to expand where crystal armor bonuses were applied. It let you expand them, I believe, just to all melee weapons. So in addition to it working for the Bofa, you could then actually use it on the Blade of Seldor, and you could use it for things like Scythe, which was actually cracked, by the way. It was so insane. You could use it on Scythe. You could use it with Zombie Axe. You could use it with any melee weapon you could think of. It was kind of crazy with. Maybe scales with all combat styles. Hold on. The Halo is just cosmetic from Last Man Standing. True, but you never know. Husky commented on the Echo bosses not being a main focus of the League, so I'm not expecting different mechanics. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, the League is called Demonic Pacts, and the Pacts are the combat mastery, so that's their main focus, right? Someone says, hold on, John says, also usable with magic. That would be cool. That would be really good. Can you imagine being able to use crystal armor with essentially all three combat styles? I guess range feels a little left out because it's Bofa or every melee weapon and every magic weapon. But that would be cool if it worked for magic as well. I'm trying to think then. If it works for magic, obviously with Tyrannwyn, you're going to have the Trident of the Swamp. With Varlamore, you get the Eye of Ayak. Oh, dude, it would actually be so good with the Ayak. Ayak Confliction Gauntlet's already a crazy combination for magic accuracy. You've got the defense lowering special attack of the Ayak, and then you've got the extra potential accuracy and damage from crystal armor applying to that. That would be crazy. Crystal with magic would go so hard. Feels like Splashscape with crystal armor. Yeah. Everyone who has crystal armor is never missing. Everyone who doesn't, splashing. If it works for magic, Zaya Tyrannwyn Desert would go crazy as magic range hybrid. Yeah. Yeah. Although you would feel quite bad. Actually, wait, would you? You would feel quite bad going Zaya if you have Desert, right? Because then you're like, do I put my Ancestral on for magic or do I use crystal armor? I think Desert, Kandarin, Tyrannwyn would be crazy, though. That would be my take. If the crystal armor works for magic, Kandarin, Tyrannwyn, Desert would go so hard. You've got a raid for all three mega rares. You've got the Occult Necklace. You've got Confliction Gauntlets from Varlamore. You've got the crystal armor. You've got, I guess, Ayak. I guess Trident. But Shadow as well. Could go hard. ZTF, V's Helm with Crystal Armor, Blessing, and Confliction Gauntlets. Could be good. Could be good. That could work. If magic works with it, you could skip needing augury. Yeah, you could. I see. That's why you wanted Zed. That makes a bit more sense. Well, then you pick Grimoire. There you go. We've just made a case for today's relic reveal. Then you pick Grimoire. You go Kandarin, Tyranwin Desert and pick Grimoire. And you've just got this crazy accurate, super buffed up, like magic nuking and never splashing build. That could be good. Anguish from Demonics, Drygore Blowpipe as well. Yeah. Yeah. That's a nice combination for Magic Mage, right? I'm a bit lost. I never made it to Prif, so most of this gear I barely know, especially League's equipment. I did just go through Crystal Blessing, but if we go like Crystal Armor, for anyone, I guess, who doesn't know, Crystal Armor just increases your accuracy and damage per piece worn. And currently this only applies to the Bofo, right? It only applies to the bow that you get from the gauntlet. But with the Echo item you got from Leagues 5, you could apply all of these. So that's 30% accuracy, 15% bonus damage. You could apply that to melee weapons in Leagues 5. If we're saying this now applies to magic, that's insane. That's actually insane. Because you have to think, 15% on a leg, body, and helm, if that applies to magic and works with the shadow, by the way, if this works with the shadow, it's better than Ancestral. That could be crazy. That could actually be crazy. Would that be 45% in Toa? My maths is terrible. Isn't it even better in Toa? Oh, right. Yeah, 3 times. Yeah, I guess it would be. 60%? Someone else is doing the maths. I'm working on CG on my Iron. Don't make me go back there on Leagues. I tell you what, at least in Leagues, I will say the great thing about Echo Hunlith is you skip prep. You skip the prep phase, the first 7 minutes that you get in regular game mode. You skip all of that with Echo Hunlith and you jump straight into the fight with an inventory full of food, with full tier 3 crystal armor. It's chill. It's super chill. What is the goal of Leagues? Kitty nailed it on the head. Just have fun, man. The goal is to have fun with, like, God mode, basically. In Leagues is amazing. It is, Yams. It's so good, man. The extra mechanics were fun. You got, like, the Crystal Dagger, which disabled Hunlith's prayers briefly, which was kind of cool. What is the point of old school RuneScape? Same question. Different answer, though. Suffering. Suffering's the point of old school RuneScape. Actually, no, a distraction from suffering. It's a distraction from suffering. How is the prep skipped? When you use the orb to go into the gauntlet, you just spawn in front of the, like, boss entrance with a full set of tier 3 crystal armor. With I think you get all 3 weapons. You get the Halley, you get the staff, and you get the bow, and you get the crystal dagger, which is unique to the Echo boss fight. And then, yeah, you just go in. And you get a potion as well. You get one of those prayer and run restore potions that you get as well. So you can just run straight into the fight. It's pretty good. What do you think about Pyramid Plunder in Leagues to not need Larcenist? Oh, man. The thing is, right? To not wait, sorry, for a minute I thought you meant to not need Hotfoot. Are you still taking Hotfoot? Because the thing that sucks about Pyramid is like 60 agility, you're failing it all the time. If you take Hotfoot, you never fail. You never fail, right? 100% success rate on all actions for agility and cooking. If you go Hotfoot and you're doing agility agility pyramid, that's fine. I'd say it's overkill personally. But I don't think that Pyramid is a replacement for Larcenist. You'll make 10k with Larcenist Once you get to 50 thieving, you'll make 10k in a minute, maybe. Less than that. While you're still taking at least 2 to 3 minutes to run up the pyramid. Larcenist will be triple speed at a lower level. And obviously it scales like crazy as well. No, I mean pyramid plunder for thieving, not pyramid. Oh, shit. I see. Pyramid plunder for thieving versus larcenist. Yeah, fine. Don't take larcenist. I don't think we need a thieving solve in general. The point of larcenist isn't to make thieving an easy skill to level, because it already is. The point of larcenist is all the other things that it gives you. A shit ton of GP. If you take Tyrannwyn, loads of enhanced crystal teleport seeds, which as a result also get you like 50 to 200 mil smithing and crafting XP very easily through making crystal armor. And it also solves crafting outside of Tyrannwyn with the gem stores, right? You can like infinitely pickpocket or steal from the gem stores. So you'll have all these uncut gems that you can make for crafting XP. I don't think people are picking larcenist to solve thieving. I think they're picking it for other things. And to AFK. So if you're not bothered about, or if you're just trying to find a thieving solve, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry too much about it. T with larcenist is crazy. What website is this? This is just the old school RuneScape blog post, my man. This is literally just on there. If you go onto the old school RuneScape homepage and click on news, find the League 6 one. This is just there. And it lets you click through stuff, which is really nice. T with larcenist is 50 mil crafting smith in an hour. Yeah, you'll max out so quick. It's to get 200 mil AFK. Yeah, you don't use it to solve thieving to get like, oh, I don't know, I need 80 thieving for Rogue's Chest in the Wildy. You don't use larcenist for that. The Varlamore thieving methods are already cracked without a thieving relic. Husky says packs are huge and we don't expect it in Discord right now. I'm looking for the comment. I'm looking. I can't see it. But I trust him. Packs are going to be huge. I'm excited, man. We're going to find out hopefully in just a couple days. Oh my God, my throat is absolutely fucked. What are the chances that returning Echo bosses have the same mechanics? I mean, if Husky's already come on record to say Echo bosses aren't the focus, then probably quite a high chance they're the same. About 4 mins ago in general chat. Okay, I'm going to be scrolling forever because I'm like back at like 5:30 p.m. Okay, here we go. This is what Husky said. There's a reason we're leaving packs until the end of the reveals. Next week is going to be huge, massive even. Okay. I'm excited. I can't wait to see. I'd be interested mostly if this just like shakes up everything we're currently thinking. Like if pacts like don't even make you need to pick a region based on its echo boss and echo item, could be a game changer. Like what if actually you don't care about the echo items this league? What if like the masteries are just insane? I don't know, man. K first for melee actually seems good. KMZ is full melee / biscuit. Yeah. K first for melee is not bad. I think for my first melee playthrough, I'm going as my my first region of free choice is probably going to be Zaya. And that's not even really giving me anything for melee off the bat, honestly. That's purely just for the skilling boosts and the points to get the other relics and regions. Then I'm going to go to Mori, and I'll probably take Fremi last. And the only reason I'm thinking of taking Fremi in that playthrough is because I don't think it features in any others. And that may change based on the Echo item or masteries. Husky also said this a few days ago. I feel like last week was the setup. This week we sow chaos, and the final week we crank it to 11. Okay. Just loves Winter Todd to 50 mil and then go and dry out Barrows. Okay. You know what? I don't think I'm going to have it ready for this stream. But for next stream, what I'll do is I will bring up my like playthrough ideas. So like playthrough one, fuck it, we'll make it now. Fuck it, we'll make it now. I should be using Photoshop for this, shouldn't I? Paint will do. Paint will definitely do. Okay. First playthrough. Melee. I don't know. I don't know how to use Paint. I honestly don't know how to use Paint. First playthrough, Melee. Let me get the flags. Let me get the flags. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work. It might actually just... It might hate it. So, thinking... Zaya. And the only reason I went... Hello? I hate Paint. I hate Paint so much. Really? We're going to have to squeeze him in. Zaya. Mori. And this is going to help me to identify if I'm missing anything here. Just crop it. It's too late. We're locked in. Okay, the idea behind this build, though. I want to hit things with the door. Okay? I want to hit things with the door. Oh, my days. I'm never doing this in Paint again. Hit things with door. Full Justy face tank. Whatever Remi's helm is for Fashionscape. There you go. Done door twice now. It's very fun with the special attack, for sure. Okay, that's first playthrough, right? Is doing it in Paint painful? It is. Pixel art bulwark. Why not use PowerPoint? Should I just use Google Slides? Should I use PowerPoint? That would be so funny. I'll make a presentation. I'll sell it to you guys. And you can tell me if you're invested or not. Oh, wait. Wouldn't that be a great stream segment? Hold on, guys. I've got a great idea. On the day of launch, I need you all to come to stream prepared with your relics, your regions, and your build. Doesn't have to be in a PowerPoint, but ideally some sort of visual representation. Okay? And we are going to do like a panel thing. I'm going to try and get, I'll try and get Double Shine. In fact, I think me and Double Shine have already said we're going to co-stream on day one of Leagues. So Double Shine will be on the panel. I'll sell this idea to him. Don't worry. We'll get him on board straight away. Okay? We're going to do like a Shark Tank thing. I'm going to come dressed in a full suit on day of launch. And we are going to invest in your build. And we'll see who wins. Okay? I want you to come to stream with what, like, combat masteries you're mostly trying to focus on, I guess, if that's a thing. Your regions and your relics. They're the main three things. If you can put a PowerPoint together, I can't believe I'm giving you homework on stream. If you can do this, it would be hilarious. And I'll get Double Shine. Maybe I can get you, Jack, on as well. Maybe I can get Flumple as well. I don't know. We'll have like a panel and just do like a quick half an hour pre-launch segment. Maybe 45 minutes. And each person gets like 8 minutes to sell us their build. Good luck getting Double Shine to not make a range build for his first character. No. Okay, so I'm not saying like we're going to invest in your build and do it. I'm just saying what we'll do is you'll present us your build and then we'll have like values for where we rank them. And it's just a competition. Whoever's we think is like the best, most creative, most fun sounding, you know, we'll bid from there. So it'll be like Scritic's #1 choice is this guy's build. Double Shine's #1 choice is this guy's build, you know? And if we both want someone's build, then we're going to have to like make an offer, you know? We're doing that. We're doing that on day of launch. Dude, I need to... Hold on. I need to type... I need to write this down like now. Do the Shark Tank thing on League's launch day. Don't forget to tell Double Shine. Am I ever going to open this document again? All right. I tell you what. I'm going to save that. And we won't forget. Anyway. I digress. Double Shine doesn't play RuneScape anymore. He plays League of Losers. I love League of Legends. And I really like that ARAM Mayhem mode. I told him to make an EU West account so we could play together. But this time of year, I don't play anything except RuneScape. I really don't have time. Write it on a piece of paper and stick it on your fridge. You act like I have a piece of paper and a pen, bro. Oh, actually, yeah, I probably do. Isn't everything digital these days? What happened, man? What happened to us? File extension. Change it to .never open again. Hello, frogs. Here's my build idea. Yeah, listen, if we can get you on voice, if you're confident enough to speak on voice, fantastic. If not, just have it in writing on your PowerPoint and we'll like narrate it. I would really love it if even just 5 of you did that. However, if there's even more, fantastic. What about a Staff of the Dead spec build? The only problem with Staff of the Dead spec is it lasts fucking ages, doesn't it? So like you spec once and then what? You keep it on? Close enough. Close enough, Scritic. We'll take it. Here it is. So, like, I know where you're coming from because I also really wanted to do this on my spec build with Asgarnia last year, but it's kind of shit. Because, yes, you special attack, reduces the opponent's melee damage, consumes 100% of your energy, right? But then, once that target is dead, it's kind of gone, no? It's kind of gone. It lasts for 1 minute. But if you unequip the staff, it's also gone. Re-equipping the staff before taking damage from another source will still reduce incoming damage until the effect runs out. Okay. It's inactive while it's unequipped. So you could essentially, Staff of the Dead spec, maybe on the tick that the NPC isn't hitting you, you switch out to something that actually does a good amount of damage and then you switch back. Like, you could do it, but I just feel like it's a lot of juggling for something that you're counting on hitting you with melee, first of all. Kind of limiting, isn't it? Where did we submit the builds? Oh, great question. In the stream description today on YouTube. And I will put a link to my Discord in Twitch chat. Just go in there and I'm going to, hold on, I'll make a whole channel for it. New channel. Leagues Shark Tank / Dragons. Oh, okay, it can't be that long. Never mind. Okay, how do I ban people talking in here? Because it's just going to be messages. Edit channel. Fuck it. Whatever. All right, let me get a link for you guys. Wait, we've got to get it. Hold on. It'll be better with an emote. Let's give it a suit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Invite to server. We'll have this last for whatever, 7 days is fine. Okay. There's a Discord link in Twitch and on YouTube. You guys should already have it, right? It's in the description. A link to the Discord. So if you do want to come and submit a build, there's a within the League 6 demonic packs kind of whatever you call it category. There's a League Shark Tank channel. Just post your like build link in there. Ideally in a PowerPoint or like a set of images that we can scroll through. Something like that. God damn, this is such a good idea. I need to get double on it. Should be called Demonic Deals. Hold on. What a genius. I've muted the channel. Demonic Deals Competition. And fuck it, I'll put some money on the line. Whoever wins, I will give 2 old school RuneScape buns to. Whoever like I bid for, whoever's build I bid for and win, I will give them 2 buns. What about the deed to your house? Unlucky, brother, I'm still renting. Own a house in this economy? You're crazy. Stinky Shark Tank. Oh, buns? I thought you said buns. I was like, why would you give us 2 pieces of bread? I mean, hey, listen, in this economy, good bread is hard to come by. What do you think are best regions for range? That's a great question. Okay, like range is so flexible, right? Do you want to focus on using crossbows, bows, or like blowpipes, or both, or all 3? Because like if I had to put a set of range regions together, I'm personally going to be doing Wildy, Desert, and did I say Asgarnia for my range build yesterday? I think I did. WDA. In that order? Yeah, WDA, probably in that order as well. Because I think the Echo KBD crossbows could go crazy. Don't know what they do yet. I think the Desert Dry Gore Blowpipe, if it's coming back with the burn, is what it looks like on that page. That could be fun. And then you have got the option of like Zaurite crossbow with Void. Later, you can get armor and then fortified Missouri. Like, I think that's a good set of region combinations for range. Ascania can't be avoided, yeah. You were also going to do that for Ranger? Yeah, I think WAD is good. I just wouldn't pick Asgarnia first. I would 100%, if I was doing that set of combinations and you're thinking of doing the same, it's got to be Wildy first, guys. You solve your prayer. You get a ton of resources through all the Wildy bosses, and not just blighted stuff that you use in the Wildy. Like, you just get straight restore or sandfuse drops, super combat drops. Take them to your other regions. You're chilling. Revs have you sorted for GP. Like, you go Wildy first. And then I don't think it matters. Desert or Asgarnia second, I don't think it matters. But I personally prefer taking Asgarnia last because A lot of the point value of Asgarnia is locked behind God Wars. While there's a lot of the point value behind Desert. Yes, there's a lot in Toa, but there's a lot everywhere else that's much more accessible early on. And let's be honest, for leagues, guys, PVM does tend to take a backseat while you're trying to go up the relic tiers. Like, as much as I'm sure you're like level 70 combat and like itching to get into raids, you're also thinking, oh, but I'm only like 2k points off tier 7. I guess I'll run around and do these skilling tasks. So you want to think about that before you lock down a region that's mostly combat heavy. One-year leases is the new 60-year mortgage. Yeah. Griefin, though? Why is it Griefin? Do not take Asgarnia first. Worst choice. Yeah, Asgarnia first is horrible, man. Yo, Shaker Media, how you doing today, bro? Good to see you. WAD squad could be fun. I'm going to be late to Wildy, though, guys, because I think it's on my second playthrough. So just do me a favor and don't PK me. Do you want us to include relics? Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put some rules in there. Hold up. I'll put some rules in that channel soon, and you'll see like what you need. A whole PowerPoint presentation? I mean, it would be fun, but you don't have to. You can just do like a set of images, and we'll scroll through your images if you want. So you can do it in Paint. I missed the questions from Zenu Chiha. Today we got Grimoire Relic at tier 6. It is okay. Like, everyone is shitting on it. I think it is okay. Because there are definitely region combinations that this gives you, like, crazy boosts in. Both DPS and access to spellbooks you might not have. So I think Grimoire definitely has its place. People can shit on it all they want. We've only got 2 relics in tier 6. The 3rd relic could also be really exciting. And then you actually do have a good roster here at tier 6, I think. A really good roster. Not to forget that if you really want to, you could pick up your culling spree early. Like, get this at tier 6. Reload back for Grimoire. Maybe when you've got the prayer level for something like Piety, Augury, whatever. Like, that's a good play. And then the second reveal today was Echo Hunlif. Echo Hunlif with what looks like the Crystal Blessing, but it does say here what new power might this item hold. So current consensus is, does this also now buff magic? Or is it just like an even more buffed up melee juicing Crystal Blessing? I'm not sure. Do we have a website up yet we can use for our own planning? We have plenty, man. There are so many websites. You're on YouTube, right, Narth? If you scroll down into the description and join the Discord, I know I keep sending everyone there, but it's easier than me getting all the links up and then sending it in chat. If you can go into my Discord and go into the League's Resources tab, click on pinned messages. There's a ton of League resources in there. There's something that lets you cycle through the relics. There's 2 planners in there. There's Gecko's planner and there's Kebab's planner as well. Kebab's planner is really good for day 1, like, routing. Like, you can put in all your tasks and it will draw it on the map where you need to go and tick things off. And Gecko's planner is like an all-in-one. So, like, you can put your relics in, you can put your regions in, and it will tell you how solved certain skills are. So, yeah, you can use that stuff. Just posted in the Leagues chat too? Sick. Okay, nice one. I skipped Elfland. Might pick Hotfoot for Smith now. Yeah, if you're not going Tyrannwyn or Fremy, right? Because Blast Furnace with an infinite amount of gold ore. Don't forget, shops just restock instantly. Everyone is going to be able to... Everyone who picks Fremy anyway... Everyone who picks Fremy is going to have, you know, smithing also unlocked pretty easy. Loads of gold ore there. You can use the Blast Furnace. That'll be pretty chill. So if you're not going Elfland, you could go Hotfoot. You could go Fremy. Oh no, I might legit be going ZTF 2 leagues in a row. It's a good combo though, Bruce. When are people not shitting on reveals, Yams? Yeah, I think people have been relatively mixed on a lot of these, but I feel like the hype is building up now. We definitely started off slow. I think we're getting a lot more now. Flumple's opinion on book. On Grimoire, sorry. It is a book. It is a book. Points have been super rebalanced, though. I'm not considering tasks all that much till we have task lists. That's fair. That is totally fair. Neratox site LinkedIn League resources looks sick once we have a task list. I have to remind myself which one that is. I really have to remind myself which one that is. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think a lot of the planning websites are just on hold until we get task list, until we get full relics, until we get masteries. I'm going to take FMA, but we'll change if the upcoming reveals add stuff that make other regions better. Remy Mori Asgarnia. I think that's a good set, though, man. That's good news for Melee. Crystal Slapper build. Yeah, if it works like it did last year, I mean, it says familiar, but new powers, so maybe it keeps the Melee, but adds Mage. Could be big. Okay. I feel like the issue is always vocal people are negative, leaning in general. Yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. The negative voices do speak the loudest, but I think that the relics in general, very well balanced this year. I think the reveals have been slow, but we have to expect that with a 3-week lead up. Like, I'd rather have something than nothing, right? Let's be honest. It's been good to talk through stuff, even if it's one day at a time. I'm thinking Major Ranger with Wildy Tyrannwind Desert. Ranger Major. Yeah, I guess it depends what the Crystal Armor does with the Blessing this year. If it does work with magic, you know, what do you even need Wildy for? I guess the crossbows, actually. Yeah, I like that combo. I do like that combo. Those who wait with patience are rewarded the most. What a wise man. Endless Harvesting for Hotfoot. True. I think my choices, guys, haven't changed massively, except I will say today I have let the Woodsman propaganda sneak in a little bit. And I don't know if you guys are going to push me even further into Woodsman, but right now I'm really on the fence. Yesterday, when Friendly Forager was revealed, I said Hotfoot still 1, Forager 2, Woodsman 3. Today, I flipped it. I think Hotfoot, Woodsman, very, very close. And I'm honestly starting to plan a way that maybe I could use Woodsman instead of Hotfoot. And then Forager last. I'm definitely not considering Forager, at least on my first playthrough. So right now it could be Barb Woodsman or Barb Hotfoot. And then all the other choices haven't changed. I think I'm hopefully not picking Evil Eye. I'm picking something else. Conniving Clues, hopefully not picking that. Larcenist, probably. Interculling Spree, reloaded to Nature's Accord. That looks like what I'm doing so far. And then Flask, tier 8. Thanks for following, One Fat Pooch. How you doing, bro? And Flumple is there on Twitch as well. Love to see it. Friendly Forager was terrible when I got it. I thought it was good last year. But, like, it was good. I just never... I felt like I got to a point where it fell off. Friendly Forager gives you this crazy early game boost. Because the fact that you can get herbs from it 25 levels above the level you can clean. It doesn't take long through using this relic to get to the point where you don't need to use it anymore. It falls off a cliff. It falls off an absolute cliff, this relic. While as my argument for Hotfoot and Woodsman is they do not. Like even, no one's doing this, right? But even if you get to 200 mil agility XP with Hotfoot, You still have the smithing element. You still have the cooking element. You can still make GP if you're really, really skint. Okay? Woodsman, you still have the hunter element. There's probably a lot of tasks behind this that you haven't ticked off by the time that you've used it to get into early PVM or do your early hunter tasks. The fletching element is like really nice, and then the fire making on top of that. I just think like the multifaceted benefits of Hotfoot and Woodsman make it much more viable for a longer period of time playing the league than Friendly Forager. Yeah, the rumors are good. The rumors are good. I'm really on the fence. Would you agree Hotfoot is an auto lock if Kandarin to help with laps? The monkey laps? Yeah, probably. Probably, but I wouldn't say it's an auto lock. I wouldn't say it's an auto lock. Like, could be good. Like, I don't know if this has been confirmed, but does anyone know if Hotfoot, while it says here, completing a course grants 2 completion count, do we know if we get 2 tickets at Brimhaven course? Has that been confirmed? That'd be interesting to know. Corner Cutter did not work at Monkey Laps last year. I beg that they fixed it. But I wouldn't be picking Hotfoot just because I have Kandarin, no. I didn't need Dodgy last league. I unlocked Desert. Yeah. Yeah, Pyramid Plunder, you can get around, no problem. Even like Squirkin, Sorceress's Garden, works pretty good. Blackjacking. Yeah, Desert is insane for thieving, honestly. Desert's very, very good for thieving. Pick it and find out. I know, man. I'm thinking about it. You know what? There's a really good argument for all of these tier 1 relics. And the only 2 I'm currently considering for playthrough number 1 is Abundance and Barb. I really rate Endless. It's not that I don't rate Endless. I'll just save that for playthrough number 2. I just don't know if number 1, I want Abundance or Barb. And I think I'm 100% on Barb, but like, people keep making really good cases for Abundance. Like, if I'm definitely going Woodsman tier 2, I'm kind of crazy not going Abundance. Even though these 2 work well together, like the fletching, processing a whole invent and getting absolutely filthy rich at the same time, it's going to be nice. Plus, the access to all of the hunter methods a lot earlier. Like if I can catch Moonlight Moths with Abundance at 65 instead of 75, I'm getting into PVM so early. You know? There really is a world where Abundance Woodsman works for me as a PVM rush. Barb Woodsman works for me as just like the long-term play. Yeah. I don't know, man. So hard. Endless is just good, man. What are we going to do about runecrafting and construction, Mikey? We are going to cry. I think construction is actually... Hold on. Because I think construction is actually really chill. Unless you're an abundance... Actually, fuck it. Even if you're an abundance picker. Construction is super chill regardless of what relic you pick here. You're going to have a ton of logs to turn into planks. We have a sawmill in Auburn Vale in our starting region. Yes, you won't be able to do the super expensive stonemason construction methods like using marble blocks or gold leaves or condensed gold, but you are going to be able to use teak, mahogany planks, all of that kind of stuff. Same argument with Barbarian Gathering. And then with Abundance, maybe you do make enough GP to use stonemason methods, but even then, I don't think it's that generous, you know? I think it just makes agility, I think it just makes construction feel less bad to train because you're not just like burning holes in your pockets, you know? So I think construction is actually kind of chill. Is it slower than Gridmaster or Leagues 5 with Golden God? Yes, it's much, much slower. I think we're just going to have to bite that bullet though. I don't think it's bad. And then Runecraft, we cry. We cry for Runecraft because I think we've all kind of said that unless you're picking Zaya for the library, Desert for Guardians of the Rift, Wildy for Abyss, And sure, there's a slight argument for Kandarin for ZMI, but ZMI kind of sucks without Total Recall, so I wouldn't even say that's good. So Wildy, Zaya, and Desert have very good runecrafting solves built in. You might need to lamp runecrafting just to get it going, but that's fine. If you're not picking those regions, it is going to be slow. I really think they have to put a runecrafting solve in maybe 3 or 4. Maybe 3 or 4. Isn't Lore Runes better? Oh, wait, what are we talking about? Abundance, you buy it. Abundance Woodsman gets you off Valamor fastest. Yeah, Abundance in general just gets you like through the tiers quicker. Are you able to reset the relics you get later on? No, I think relics are permanent as they always have been. So your relic choices are permanent. Is Mahogany Homes available with just Valamor? No, I don't think it is, man. Oh, without Asgarnia? I wonder if, let's say you pick Fremi, right? You could do Mahogany Homes without, maybe? Wait, don't you need to do that? Is Daddy's Home auto-completed? Because doesn't that set it up? I forget. Daddy's Home. This is going to give me the goddamn film, isn't it? Here we go. Yeah, I think you have to do Daddy's Home, right? No? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. But you do have to speak to Amy and Fally. So I wonder, though, if maybe you pick Fremi, can you NPC contact and start it from there? Because didn't they have Mahogany Homes available from level 1 last time? I wonder if it's in here. Let's have a look. I wonder if it's in here. That's in Asgarnia. I'm not actually sure, man. Mahogany Home said it's available in A. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. Maybe you have to take Asgarnia. There is no homes in Frem. Yeah, no, I know there's no homes in Frem, but I'm thinking, you know, if you pick other regions that there are homes, like Zaya. Let's say you have Zaya and Fremi. Can you NPC contact and start it? But I don't think you can. It looks like it's locked behind Asgarnia. You tool Leprechaun to Entrana. Bank and repeat. So you need Asgarnia, right? But you need the runecraft level to even get to laws in the first place, right? I think you can do it without Asgarnia if you have other areas with it, like Zaya, but you can't get the rewards. Okay. Yeah, maybe you can. I don't know, guys. I really don't know the answer to that one. We'll have to wait and see. Could be good, though. Could be good. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is getting to that time. I know we've only been going for 3 hours, but I want to start cutting up a video and put together what me and Flumple were talking about, and also put together like a concise video because people tend to join the streams late and miss out on all the relic discussion. So I am going to be ending stream there. I'm going to cut up some videos. I'll see if I can get one out tonight. If not, it'll be tomorrow, and it'll be a summary of everything that we've missed from Forager, Larcenist, and today's, which is Grimoire. So I'll put together a video talking through that and my thoughts with a bit more detail. I'll have a bit more time to look through the wiki and think if there's anything we've missed today. Otherwise, I just want to say a big thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the chat. Good to see you, Flumple. Thank you, man. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, just before the reveal. I'll try get on a bit earlier tomorrow, like 3:30ish. But until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a good weekend. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. And it's been great chatting. See you tomorrow. Bye.